This guy was all set to enjoy a vibrant college life when he suddenly found himself transmigrated into a frail old man about to kick the bucket in a cultivation world. Refusing to accept his fate, the young man comforted himself, thinking that since he had transmigrated, this old man had to be some kind of hidden legendary master. I want to check his memories. This is the Kunlun world, where strength and cultivation are the only things that matter. The original host, Ye Jun Lin, was a brilliant talent who reached the Golden Core stage in his youth. Because of his incredible talent, he was chosen as the peak master of Piao Miao Peak at the Xianxia sect, one of the 6 major sects in the eastern region's desolate province. However, during a mission to purge evil cultivators, he was ambushed and his dantian was destroyed, leading to the complete loss of his cultivation and turning him into a total loser. For over a decade, he became a shell of his former self, living in despair and isolation on the mountain, ignoring the world until he reached the age of 110. The young man who just transmigrated is now Ye Jun Lin. After taking in the original host's memories, he cried enough to fill a river. In the end, I am just an ordinary person. Plus, considering my age, does not that mean I could drop dead at any moment? I just got here. Suddenly, an idea popped into Ye Jun Lin's head. Wait, based on my years of experience reading web novels, if I have transmigrated, there has to be a system. I still have a chance. So, Ye Jun Lin leaned on his cane, pointed at the sky, and yelled at the top of his lungs, "System, your daddy is here. Why do not you come out and meet me?" All Jun Lin got in response was silence. "Playing hide and seek with me, huh? Hurry up, stop messing around," Jun Lin said impatiently. Seeing that did not work, Jun Lin put on a pitiful face. "Big bro system, I was wrong. I was just joking earlier. Please, say something." "Right, maybe it is not a system. Could it be the legendary old man in a ring trope?" Jun Lin fumbled around his clothes and actually found a ring. "Old man Yao, are you in there? Old man, stop pretending. I know you are hiding in there." When there was still no reply, Jun Lin threw the ring away and pointed at the sky, cursing in a rage. Right then, a system panel appeared. Detection complete. The host's swearing is absolutely atrocious, so this system had to activate its passive mode. "Host, please stop cursing and be a civilized person." "System, you finally showed up. I was starting to doubt I had transmigrated into a world without a system. My apologies, I was in a deep sleep. I just woke up myself." To make it up to the host, the system is gifting a newbie package. "Do you want to open it?" Jun Lin could not wait and immediately asked to open the gift. "Congratulations, the host has received a special ability. The stronger the foe, the stronger you grow. Whenever the host faces someone with a higher cultivation level, you will immediately and permanently gain a cultivation level 1 step higher than theirs. And there are no side effects at all." "Oh my god, are you for real?" For example, if I am an ordinary person and I fight an immortal, this system does not lie. Just try it. I guarantee there will not be any issues. If that is really true, will I not be invincible? I will always be 1 step ahead of my opponent. Just as Jun Lin was celebrating, the system dropped a bombshell. A friendly reminder. The host only has 1 hour left until the end of his life. No way. Am I really about to kick the bucket already? Then I need to hurry down the mountain, find someone, and pick a fight just to get some cultivation and stay alive. Half an hour later, Jun Lin was hobbling down the mountain, grumbling as he went. "Great, just great. You said the heavenly demon was waiting on the mountain? You have really screwed me over this time." Friendly reminder. The host has 35 minutes left. Stop nagging. You are rushing me to my grave. My old bones cannot move that fast. Just then, Jun Lin saw a massive area of dark clouds and lightning covering the sky over a mountain in the distance. At that same moment, under those swirling dark clouds, the Xianxia sect was facing off against the Demon King's army. Hu Yunian, the sect leader of the Xianxia sect, led his people forward and shouted in a rage, "How dare you? What kind of monster dares to cause trouble for my Xianxia sect?" The Demon King spread his wings and replied with a haughty look, "You shameless fools of the Xianxia sect, you did not expect me to still be alive, did you? Today, I will wipe you all out." With those words, Hu Yunian and his fellow disciples charged forward, determined to fight to the death against the Demon King's army. Miles away, Jun Lin was desperately trying to reach the battlefield. "Hey, someone come hit me, quickly, hit me." Of course, those people were too busy trying to kill each other to hear the weak cries of an old man miles away. The system gave a friendly reminder that the host has 20 minutes of life remaining. Please take immediate action to save yourself. No way. Am I really going to be reincarnated this soon? They are too far away. They cannot hear me at all. Going down the mountain now is probably too late. I have to use this trick. Saying that, Lin turned around and headed back toward the mountain peak. In another scene, due to the difference in cultivation levels, the Demon King quickly gained the upper hand. With just one move, the members of the Xianxia sect were either killed or barely survived, but even the survivors were heavily injured. There was nothing they could do. The gap between the Golden Core stage and the Nascent Soul stage was just too massive. Haha, is there anyone left who wants to resist? Just sit tight and wait for your funeral. While the Demon King was gloating, a voice suddenly echoed from the mountain across the way. Hey, you stupid bird, get your scrawny neck back over here. Stop looking around. I'm talking to you. Old man, are you really that tired of living? How dare he be so insulting? Ye Jun Lin held a megaphone, and instead of backing down, he started shouting even louder. You brainless bird, if you've got a problem, come over here and fight me. I'm standing right here waiting for you. If you don't come, then you're my son. Luckily, Ye Jun Lin realized it just in time. From the old man's memories, he remembered seeing a megaphone back at the house. It only took a few spirit stones to activate it. If he hadn't found it, by the time he reached the action, he would have already kicked the bucket. Hu Yunian finally noticed Ye Jun Lin's presence, and couldn't hide his utter shock. That's junior brother Ye, the peak master of Tian Huang Peak from our Huyan Tian sect. Tu Thien Tuyet, standing behind him, was just as stunned. My god! Is that the legendary figure from Phyo Mu Peak? Trio Duke True, the peak master of Tang Kiem Peak, spoke up. He's been secluded from the world for decades, so why on earth did he suddenly show up here? Hu Yunian guessed that he probably just wanted to lend a helping hand, but unfortunately, he was assassinated years ago, and his cultivation was completely trashed, leaving him a total cripple. The Demon King also recognized Ye Jun Lin at that moment. So, it's just that old piece of trash from a few decades ago? Yet Ye Jun Lin dared to mock the Azure Rock King like that? Was he really that eager to die? Listen here, grandson. I don't even need my cultivation to wipe you out and turn you into a plate of roasted quail. If you've got the guts, then come get some. As Ye Jun Lin threw out his provocation, the system issued a notification. The system kindly reminded him that he only had 10 seconds left before he would drop dead on the spot. Why is this stupid bird just standing there yapping? If he doesn't hit me soon, I'm a goner. While Ye Jun Lin was sweating bullets inside, the Demon King finally unleashed a palm strike right before his life was about to expire. Scanning. The host has been attacked by an enemy at the early nascent soul stage. Activating the grows stronger against the strong passive effect. You have now received middle stage nascent soul cultivation. Following the announcement, the frail old Ye Jun Lin vanished. In his place stood a drop-dead gorgeous young man with flowing silver hair and a rebel-like charm. He raised one hand toward the sky, effortlessly blocking the Demon King's palm strike and triggering an explosion that shook the very heavens and earth. Is this really the true power of the nascent soul stage? As expected of the top-tier combat power in the human realm, it truly is terrifying. Ye Jun Lin smirked and asked, "Oh, you're at the nascent soul stage too?" The Demon King thought to himself in horror, his cultivation is actually even higher than mine. The people from the Huyan Tian sect were still in a state of total shock. How is this possible? Junior brother Ye is actually a nascent soul powerhouse. It turns out all those years he spent looking like a failure were just a front to keep people from noticing him. On the outside, he acted like a regular mortal, but in reality, he had secretly broken through to the nascent soul realm. Junior brother Yi, you're such a big fat liar. Junior brother Ye, that's the nascent soul stage. There are barely any people like that in the entire Huangchao region. And yet, a Demon King had to show up against our Huyan Tian sect. By now, the monster was basically shaking in his boots. My fellow cultivator, what just happened was all a big misunderstanding. I've decided to settle the conflict with your noble sect. I'll come back to pay a formal visit when I have more time. You destroyed the foundation of the Huyan Tian sect and slaughtered countless disciples, and now you have the nerve to tell me it was just a misunderstanding? How about I wipe out your entire clan and butcher your whole sect? Then, after I'm done, I'll tell you it was all just a little mistake I made by accident. Does that sound like something you'd want to hear? While Ye Jun Lin was grilling the Demon King, the system chimed in. Congratulations to the host for reaching this level of cultivation for the first time. You have received a random divine ability reward, the Great Desolate Prisoner Heaven Finger. Trapped in a corner, the Demon King tried to negotiate one last time. Your cultivation is a bit deeper than mine, but the gap isn't that large. Do you really want to risk a fight to the death with me? If you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. If someone messes with me, I will definitely get my revenge. Besides, a monster like you has murdered countless humans. Dying once isn't even enough to pay for your crimes. Realizing he couldn't change Ye Jun Lin's mind, the Demon King unleashed all his power. He was determined to burn his inner core, just to take Ye Jun Lin down with him. However, Ye Jun Lin simply used the great desolate prisoner Heaven Finger, instantly erasing the Demon King from existence. Seeing this, the rest of his tribesmen didn't even have time to run before Ye Jun Lin finished them all off. Once it was over, he walked over to Hu Yunian and said, "Those stinking birds won't be bothering the Huyen sect ever again." Hu Yunian clasped his hands together and replied with deep gratitude, "Junior brother Ye, we really owe you one this time. I'm so sorry. I used to think your cultivation was gone and that you had completely given up on yourself. I never imagined you had actually broken through to the nascent soul stage. What was I thinking? Just look at junior brother Ye's vibe. How could someone like him ever truly give up?" Tu Thien Tu Yet said with a smile. Triu Duke Tru agreed, saying, "Exactly. Junior brother Ye is just humble. That's why he didn't show off and chose to protect the sect from the shadows instead." Hearing that, Ye Jun Lin let out a sigh of relief. This guy is great, he's got one hell of an imagination. But hey, that works for me. It saves me the headache of trying to explain everything. Just then, a member of the Huyen Thien sect came running in, carrying a severely injured senior brother. Reporting to the sect leader, "We have a major crisis. The Wind Thunder sect has suddenly seized our sect's spirit veins and mineral mines, and all the guarding disciples have been murdered." Hu Hunien was shocked by the news. This doesn't make any sense. Those bastards from the Wind Thunder sect used to be on good terms with us. Why on earth are they being so bold this time? Without the spirit veins for cultivation, they're basically cutting off our path to immortality and driving us straight into a dead end. Junior brother Deep, I'm planning to take the disciples to reclaim our resources. Are you willing to lend a hand? Hu Nien trailed off, his eyes scanning Quan Lam. The Wind Thunder sect is one of the 6 major sects in the Hoang region. There were conflicts before, but they were always kept under control. Why invade now? It's obvious they're using the demon race's influence to make their move. How incredibly sinister. Just as Quan Lam thought this, the system chimed in. Please complete the check-in at the Wind Thunder sect. The host will receive an unimaginable reward. Another mission? Well, if I can encounter some strong opponents, that's even better. Once I'm on their turf, I'll use them to test my blade. Thinking this, Quan Lam told Hu Nien, "You guys handle your business. I'm heading straight to the Wind Thunder sect to wipe them out." With those words, Quan Lam soared away, leaving the people of the Huyen Thien sect in total awe. How many years has it been since the Huyen Thien sect was this powerful? Sect Master, we've never been this strong before. With Peak Master Deep here, we could actually become the top sect among the 6 great sects of the Hoang region. Meanwhile, at the Wind Thunder sect, the disciples were joyfully celebrating after their dirty scheme against the Huyen Thien sect. I never expected things to go this smoothly. After luring the Demon King to the Huyen Thien sect, we just snatched up all their spirit veins. We're going to be the #1 sect. But won't that Demon King come after us? What are you afraid of? Today, the Wind Thunder sect has invited a big shot from the Vu Hoa sect. With him here, there won't be any problems at all. Up above, Tran Van Hai, the sect master of Wind Thunder sect, asked happily, "Elder Mok, I heard my son, Tron Q, is performing exceptionally well at the Vu Hoa sect. Is it true that he's been taken in as a personal disciple by a certain venerable?" Elder Mok replied, "Sect Master Tran, I rushed here from Thon province specifically because of that. Your son has been taught supreme Dao methods by Venerable Ju Yang. His future is limitless. My son actually has a chance to become an immortal." At that moment, Elder Mok took out a small box and handed it to Tran Van Hai. "This is a top-tier nascent soul pill. Your son asked me to deliver it to you." Seeing this, the disciples didn't miss the chance to suck up. "Congratulations, Sect Master. With this pill, you'll definitely break through to become a nascent soul cultivator." "Haha, my son is so thoughtful. Today is truly a day of double blessings. Oh, by the way, Elder Mok, what about that Demon King?" Elder Mok understood and replied, "I'll take care of him for you easily. That's wonderful. Thank you for your hard work, Elder. If it wasn't for Elder Mok pointing out the Demon King's true realm, we would have missed the chance to seize the Huyen Thien sect's resources." Just as Tran Van Hai finished speaking, Quan Lam shattered the formation and stepped right into the main hall. Who goes there? Do you have a death wish? How dare you barge into the main hall of my Wind Thunder sect? Tran Van Hai roared in anger. Quan Lam smirked and replied, I am Diep Quan Lam. I'm here to wipe out every last one of you Wind Thunder sect bastards. Right then, the system notified him that the check-in was complete. Congratulations to the host for receiving the King of Men seal and the Great Void Art. The aura radiating from Diep Quan Lam sent chills down the spines of everyone in the Wind Thunder sect. It's the nascent soul realm. This guy is actually a nascent soul cultivator. How did the Wind Thunder sect offend someone like this? Thinking quickly, Tran Van Hai asked cautiously, Fellow Taoist, may I ask why you've come to my Wind Thunder sect? Stop playing dumb. Did you not hear my name clearly? I am Diep Quan Lam, the Peak Master of Huyen Thien Sect's Pumio Peak. You conspired with the Demon King to invade my territory. Today, the Wind Thunder sect will be erased from existence. Diep Quan Lam, so it's you. Weren't you ambushed and stripped of your cultivation? How can you be a nascent soul cultivator? Tran Van Hai said in shock, thinking to himself that if this guy was here, it meant the Thonbang Demon King had already been dealt with. Those damn Huyen Thien sect people were hiding their strength well, but luckily, Elder Mok is here. So what if he's at the nascent soul stage? It's like throwing an egg against a rock. Elder Mok, what do you think of the situation? Elder Mok didn't let Tran Van Hai down. As soon as he received the signal for help, he immediately began threatening Quan Lam. Kid, get on your knees and cripple your own arms right now. I might just spare your life before I change my mind. Quan Lam picked at his ear and replied, Listen, you old fossil. Who the hell do you think you are to be asking me for respect? How arrogant. As soon as those words left his mouth, Elder Mu unleashed the sheer power of the soul transformation stage, leaving the members of the Wind Thunder sect in absolute awe. This pressure is terrifying. With a soul transformation expert right here, that guy Ye Jun Lin from the Mystic Heaven sect is as good as dead. Backed by such a powerful master, Tran Van Hai didn't hesitate to run his mouth. Ye Jun Lin, I failed to take your life all those years ago. But today, there is no escape for you. Once you're gone and the Mystic Heaven sect loses its protector, won't it be easy for me to just take over? Hurry up and get on your knees, beg Elder Mu for mercy, and maybe he'll leave your body in one piece. Soul transformation. Huh? Fine, let's see what you've got. Meanwhile, over at the Mystic Heaven sect's Lin Bok branch, Hu Yunian was busy dealing with the Wind Thunder sect's thugs while trying to find a way out. One disciple from the Wind Thunder sect tried to intimidate them by mentioning that an elder from the Wu Hua sect was currently visiting their sect. Hey, did you really think we'd dare to invade your Mystic Heaven sect alongside those beasts without the backing of the Wu Hua sect? The elder came to our Wind Thunder sect because our young master joined the Wu Hua sect in Thonchao many years ago. Because of his extraordinary talent and successful cultivation, he is highly valued by the Wu Hua sect. I don't know how you dealt with that beast, but I suggest you stop while you're ahead. Do that. And maybe we'll let you live long enough to serve as slaves for our Wind Thunder sect. With one swift stroke, Hu Yunian cut down the Wind Thunder sect disciple. He then ordered his men to rush to the Wind Thunder sect to save Peak Master Ye. Maybe Peak Master Ye has a way to handle the Wu Hua sect. However, Su Qianshui's suggestion was immediately shot down by Zhao Deju. That's impossible. An elder from the Wu Hua sect is at least at the soul transformation stage. At the nascent soul stage, trying to fight him is like throwing an egg against a rock. Even if I have to trade my life, I will beg the Wu Hua sect to spare Peak Master Ye. He is the only hope for our Mystic Heaven sect. Hu Yunian spoke through gritted teeth, silently praying in his heart. Junior brother, please, don't do anything reckless. Back at the Wind Thunder sect's main hall, the sect members began to mock Ye Jun Lin when they saw the faint smile on his face. He's about to die, and he's still smiling? This kid must have been scared out of his mind by Elder Mu's soul transformation power. With his pathetic strength, he's not even worthy of polishing Elder Mu's boots. Elder Mu added with pure disdain. A mere cultivator from a tiny town in Hongqiao, like you dares to act so insolently in my presence? Your Mystic Heaven sect is nothing more than an ant's nest. To the Wu Hua sect, you're just a speck of dust that can be wiped away at any moment. And you? You're just a piece of trash, not even worth mentioning. However, since you've managed to annoy me, even if you kneel and apologize now, I will still wipe out every single soul in your Mystic Heaven sect. Well then, come on, try and kill me. Stop wasting your breath. What the hell is the soul transformation stage anyway? If you've got the guts, let's settle this one-on-one. Whoever runs away is a coward. Provoked by Junlin's insults, Elder Mu snapped and unleashed a powerful palm strike. Immediately, Junlin's system sounded off an alert. Warning. The host is under attack by an enemy at the late soul transformation stage. Activating the passive effect, the stronger the enemy, the stronger I become. Host has now reached the peak soul transformation stage. With his newly boosted power, Junlin neutralized Elder Mu's attack with a simple wave of his hand, leaving the old man completely stunned. How? How can you also be at the soul transformation stage? Even Tran Van Hai was left speechless, his jaw dropping in shock. How is this possible? A tiny place like the Mystic Heaven Sect actually has a soul transformation expert guarding it. The Mystic Heaven Sect is truly something else, hiding a trump card like this. How could anyone in this poor Hongqiao region reach the soul transformation stage? Not to mention, he's at the peak soul transformation stage. In this region, someone at the nascent soul stage is already enough to be a founding grandmaster. They could keep a sect standing strong for 1,000 years, but a soul transformation expert has never appeared here before. Plus, this kid is so young. How could he have reached this level? A panicked Tran Van Hai asked Elder Mu. Elder Mu, what do we do now? You have to save the Wind Thunder sect. What are you panicking for? Don't forget that I come from the Wu Hua sect of Than Chao. The immortal techniques I possess are beyond anything he could ever imagine. Hearing this, Junlin let out a laugh and said, Old man, do you really think your techniques are superior to mine? Ridiculous. The techniques of small sects like yours are worlds apart compared to our Wu Hua sect. Allow me to open your eyes and show you a top-tier Earth-grade divine ability. With that, Elder Mu used his Taiyi Green Wood Palm to attack Junlin, leaving the Wind Thunder sect crowd in awe once again. As expected of the Wu Hua sect, his very first move is an Earth-grade technique, Elder Mu said with total confidence. Kid, being able to die by my hand is the greatest honor a cultivator from a low-level sect like yours could ever have. You're just a circus act trying to show off in front of a master. With those words, Junlin used his Human King seal to instantly shatter Elder Mu's attack. Seeing Junlin preparing to strike back with his god-defying Heaven and Earth seal, Elder Mu tried to use the Wu Hua sect's name to threaten him, but in the end, he still met his pathetic demise at Junlin's hands. Now that his protector was gone, Tran Van Hai fell to his knees in terror, begging for his life. Lord Ye Jun Lin, it was all a misunderstanding. We, the Wind Thunder sect, are ready to submit. We'll be your humble servants. The disciples saw this and bowed down too. Right. We're all willing to follow the godly Lord and serve you like dogs. Ha, being my dogs? Do you think you're even worthy? It's the same old trick Chen Wanhai begs first, and when that fails, he turns to threats. Godly Lord, my son Chen Xiao has the potential to become an immortal. He's currently the personal disciple of an elder from the Feathergate sect. Do you really think you can afford to cross us? Don't dig your own grave. Hearing this, Junlin just grew more amused. It was exactly what he wanted. Like I said before, if you cross me, you will pay the price. This time, your Wind Thunder sect struck Mystic Heaven sect first. I've said it today. Your sect ceases to exist. He meant what he said. With one word, Junlin leveled the Wind Thunder sect with a single palm, turning it into nothing but ash. Before meeting his ancestors, Chen Wanhai didn't forget to shout, "This blood debt will be repaid by my son. 1,000 times over, 10,000 times over. Well then, I'll be waiting for your immortal son to come and deliver some experience points to me." Once everything was settled, Junlin was on his way back when the Mystic Heaven sect group arrived. Thank goodness, junior brother Ye is still here. Shu Yunian grabbed Junlin's hand, sounding frantic. Consider yourself lucky. I heard the Feathergate elder has arrived. He probably wasn't here by chance, so you managed to escape death. If we leave now, we might still make it. Junlin brushed his hand off and laughed. You mean that, elder? I already took him out. What? You actually killed an elder? Wasn't he a soul transformation cultivator? Su Tiangsui smiled and said, See? I told you. Peak Master Ye's strength is extraordinary. He can handle things on his own. Even so, Su Yunyan found it hard to believe. How is that possible? Junior brother Yi defeated someone in the soul transformation stage? Junlin patted his shoulder. Actually, I'm in the soul transformation stage too. Enough talk. Let's go sweep the Wind Thunder sect and restock our resources. Just then, Zhao Dezu stepped forward to report. He had picked up a nascent soul pill. This was the one Chen Xiao had sent through Elder Mu for Chen Wanhai. The sect leader should use this nascent soul pill. If you break through to the nascent soul stage soon, Mystic Heaven sect will be a bit stronger, Jun Lin said generously. At that moment, his system pinged. Potential disciple detected within a 100-mile radius, suspected to be a true immortal level demon cult leader. Does the host wish to recruit them as a disciple? Completion will grant an unimaginable reward. This is great, a new mission, and it's to recruit a disciple. The target is a true immortal level demon cult leader. If I play my cards right using my cheat system, won't I become an immortal instantly? By then, I'll be invincible in the Desolate Province, and maybe even all of Azure Province. Su Tianshui spoke up, looking a bit worried. Even though we wiped out Wind Thunder sect, thanks to Peak Master Ye, we've offended the Feathergate sect. Will we still have a place to stay? Shu Yunian sighed. It's true. The Feathergate sect is incredibly powerful. It's not something our sect can go up against. Junior brother Ye has peerless talent. We can't let his future be buried here. It's better if you leave the eastern region. If Feathergate comes for us later, the worst that happens is we sacrifice ourselves. As long as you're alive, Mystic Heaven sect still has a chance. Shu Yunian's words were met with agreement from Su Tiangshui and Zhao Deju. The sect leader is right. Yes, Peak Master Yi is an outstanding talent. It would be a tragedy if he died here. It wasn't just them. Even the disciples of the Mystic Heaven sect were willing to sacrifice themselves to protect Ye Jun Lin. Exactly. Peak Master Yi will definitely carry our hopes and open up a new world for us, so that the name of Mystic Heaven sect will once again echo in every corner of the world. We will stay here and hold the line. Even at the very last moment, we won't back down. Peak Master Ye, please just focus on your journey. Hearing this, Jun Lin couldn't help but feel moved. This sect really had an incredible sense of unity. He smiled and replied, "Thank you all for believing in me. But don't worry if I dared to do it. I've already planned ahead. I'll handle everything that follows. I'll leave the cleanup here to the sect leader. I have something important to take care of first." With that, Jun Lin quickly left to find his new disciple. Meanwhile, at the Poplar Bamboo Void, a heavily injured Hong Tianye was being chased by a perverted old man. "Beautiful lady, don't run. Let this old Taoist have some fun with you." Hong Tianye snapped in rage. "Get lost. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm a man, a man." The old man didn't buy it. How could such a beautiful girl be a man? Stop trying to trick this old man. It really is a case of a fallen tiger being bullied by common dogs. Just think I was the great demon cult leader who once shook the entire central region. The fire worship cult was founded by a true immortal. It was a massive power ruling over 100,000 nations with billions of followers. Who would have thought those enemies would team up with multiple holy lands? They launched a massive siege against my cult, leaving me with no choice but to burn through all my essence. Risking my life to break through the ambush, I finally managed to escape into this desolate wasteland. I never imagined I'd end up in such a pathetic and tragic state. While Hong Thien Diep was weeping silently, that old geezer tried to suppress him using his late-stage golden core power, but it was shattered by the Scarlet Flame Shield. Someone only at the Foundation establishment stage can actually resist? Could he be some genius from a major sect out for a stroll? The old man was surprised at first, but he quickly switched to hidden weapons and successfully pinned Hong Thien Diep down. Seeing the old man approach, Hong Thien Diep couldn't help but rip open his shirt to show off his muscular chest, proving he's a man. The old man was shocked at first, but then he quickly decided he liked men too, which made Hong Thien Diep absolutely lose his mind. He directly burned his entire inner core, unleashing a palm strike that wiped the old man out of existence. This is seriously some rotten luck. My inner core is practically shattered. I need to find a place to recover and plan my next move fast. Just as Hong Thien Diep was about to leave, he heard a voice say, "That pervert deserved to die. You clearly have quite a background." "Who's there?" Hong Thien Diep shouted, scanning his surroundings warily until another old man appeared. "Don't get the wrong idea, little friend. I was just passing by. I'm not an accomplice of that creep. Besides, my preferences are perfectly normal, so you can relax." Hong Thien Diep relaxed his guard a bit and cupped his hands. "That's good then. In that case, fellow Taoist, may we meet again if fate allows. Farewell." Suddenly, the old man closed in on Hong Thien Diep. "Compared to that last guy, I'm much more interested in the secrets you're hiding. Let me see what's inside that head of yours that allows you to master such powerful divine abilities." Hong Thien Diep was like a fish on a chopping block. Just as he was about to kick the bucket, Quan Lam appeared like a god, ending the old man's life with a single palm strike and sending him straight to reincarnation. After dealing with the old man, Quan Lam looked at Hong Diep and asked the system in disappointment, "System, are you seriously telling me this is a demon sect leader or a true immortal? He's just a weak foundation establishment brat. Are you trying to play me? The system isn't lying to you. This person really was the leader of the demon sect at Kanchan Mountain. His cultivation has just regressed, that's all. Inside Eye has been activated for the host. Name, Hong Diep. Talent, immortal grade, spiritual root. Fire element. Former identity. Leader of the fire worship sect. An immortal cultivator who reached the true immortal realm. Current cultivation. Early stage foundation. Establishment. Damn, it's true. But wait, this guy is actually a man? Quan Lam smirked as he looked at Hong Diep. This fair skin, these delicate features, and that flowing long hair. Any girl would feel ashamed looking at him. Anyone would mistake his gender. Even though he's only at the foundation establishment stage, with his talent and past experience, returning to his peak will definitely be a breeze. Taking him in as a disciple is definitely worth it. Thinking this, Quan Lam smiled and spoke. This seat sees that your appearance is unique, and you're a rare genius for cultivation. From today on, I've decided to take you as my disciple. What do you think? What? You're taking me as a disciple? Hong Diep asked in shock, thinking to himself. Has he set his eyes on my secrets and wants to dig deeper? Honestly, whether it's magic treasures or opportunities, they aren't something a mere soul transformation cultivator in this wasteland, like you could even imagine. With a cultivation level like yours, you wouldn't even have made it into the outer gate of my fire worship demon sect back in the day. A mere soul transformation stage brat wants to be my master? You're dreaming. Quan Lam narrowed his eyes and asked, "What's wrong? From the look on your face, it seems like you aren't too keen on being my disciple." Hong Diep flinched when he saw the dangerous glint in Quan Lam's eyes. Even though he's not worthy of being my master, my current cultivation isn't strong enough to resist him. As long as I stay alive, there's still hope. Once I recover my cultivation, I can turn the tables and become the master. It's just an act anyway, so let's just get this over with. Thinking this, Hong Diep immediately knelt and shouted, "Your disciple Hong Diep greets Master. Being able to join Master's sect is the greatest honor of my life." Meanwhile, he secretly swore in his heart, "One day, I will definitely repay this humiliation. Just wait for my revenge." Quan Lam sighed and said, "Good disciple, get up quickly. From now on, I'll call you Little Hong." Hearing the name Little Hong, Hong Diep was so angry that the veins on his forehead started bulging. But he still forced himself to endure it and said, "Yes, Master." Quan Lam chuckled to himself. This kid's fake expression is way too obvious, but it doesn't matter. I only get stronger when I face strong people, so why would I fear your betrayal? System announcement. Congratulations to the host for completing the disciple recruitment mission. Rewards. Divine ability, cultivation technique, and auto-cultivation mode. Congratulations. The host has received the heaven-burying coffin. It contains 108 seals that will gradually unlock as your cultivation realm increases. It is currently a grade 3 spirit tool. The heaven-burying coffin can bury the heavens, bury the earth, and bury all of creation. It can be used to refine any living creature, and in its later stages, it can even bury the myriad heavens and all of creation. Quan Lam thought to himself in surprise, "Oh, it cultivates automatically? So, does that mean I can just lie around and still get stronger?" In my memories, all techniques and divine abilities follow a progression. Entry, minor success, major success, perfection, and transcendence. Each stage increases power and effectiveness by 10 or even 100 times. This magic treasure from the system actually claims to be strong enough to bury the heavenly Tao itself? I am really starting to look forward to seeing just how terrifying this heaven burial coffin will become once my cultivation level reaches its peak. The system notified me that it detected my disciple's aptitude, and it is providing a free upgrade package. The reward is the Fire Element 3000 Blazing Flame Scripture, along with a Fire Origin Pill to repair fire spiritual roots and rebuild a supreme foundation. The rewards for this mission are complete. Does the host find them satisfactory? Quan Lam smiled and thought, this kind of reward is exactly the treatment a transmigrator from China deserves. Haha. He then turned to look at Hong Diep, who was still pouting nearby, and thought to himself, let us see how arrogant this disciple of mine will be once he realizes he has been blessed with such extraordinary talent. Quan Lam then spoke up. Little Hong, You cannot just stay all gloomy and angry like this forever. Do you think I am not worthy of being your master? Hong Diep replied in fear. Master, you have misunderstood. This is just my normal face, no matter what is happening. But deep down, he sneered and thought, just a lowly soul transformation cultivator. And yet he is acting so high and mighty? He actually thinks he can teach me how to live my life? Quan Lam pulled out a book and said, It seems if I do not show you what I am capable of, you will never respect me. This technique is your apprenticeship gift. Study it well. Thank you, master. Hong Diep took the book, but his heart was filled with disdain. Haha, let this seat see what kind of trashy technique a soul transformation brat from these backwater lands can produce to try and trick me. The 3000 blazing flame scripture? What? Even a garbage technique has such a boastful name? As he spoke, Hong Diep began to flip through the pages. Before long, his face was filled with horror, and his eyes widened as he stared at the manual in his hands. This is impossible. The chaotic raging fire method that helped me reach immortality was the top fire technique in the central region, but compared to this 3000 blazing flame scripture, it is nothing but absolute trash. This 3000 blazing flame scripture completely shatters everything I thought I knew about fire techniques. It is definitely at the immortal grade, or maybe even the legendary saint grade. In the cultivation world, all techniques are divided into specific ranks: mortal, spirit, profound, earth, heaven, sovereign, immortal, and saint. With this technique, my strength will grow beyond imagination. Even returning to being a true immortal will not satisfy me anymore. Quan Lam saw the expression on Hong Diep's face and asked with a smile, Judging by your face, are you satisfied with the technique I gave you? Hong Diep forced a smile and turned to respond. Thank you for the technique, master. Your disciple has already gained a massive benefit from it. In his mind, he thought, I wonder what kind of insane luck this guy has to stumble upon such a rare opportunity in a wasteland like this. Right then, Quan Lam pulled out another object and said, Since you have grasped the technique, let me give you a pill to help you along. Seeing the pill in Quan Lam's hand, Hong Diep's jaw dropped. Is this a fire origin pill? And you are giving it all to me? He quickly snatched the fire origin pill, thinking to himself, for cultivators who specialize in fire techniques, a fire origin pill is basically a divine gift from the heavens. Its boosting effects are so extreme and precious that even immortals would kill each other just to get one. How could a mere soul transformation cultivator get his hands on two things like this? Even at my absolute peak, I did not have the power to obtain them. Quan Lam suddenly asked, Little Hong, do you have some doubts about the gifts your master is giving you? Hong Diep jumped and quickly fixed his expression, then bowed respectfully with his hands clasped. Master, absolutely not. Being able to meet you and be taken in as your disciple is the greatest blessing of my entire life. In his mind, he thought, this guy probably does not even realize how rare this technique and pill actually are. He must have just happened to find them in some ancient ruins. I need to stay calm. Quan Lam chuckled to himself. What is going on inside this former demon sect leader's head? His face keeps changing colors. It is actually pretty hilarious. On the outside, he remained calm and simply nodded, saying, Good, take the pill now. I will personally protect you while you cultivate. Thank you, master. With that, Hong Diep popped the fire origin pill into his mouth, immediately sat down cross-legged, and began to circulate his energy. Half an hour later, Quan Lam stood to the side and muttered to himself, Foundation establishment stage, middle, late, peak, then full circle, then golden core, and now early nascent soul. This guy really is a reincarnated immortal. Breaking through from foundation to nascent soul in just 30 minutes? He is definitely a keeper. Right then, Hong Diep suddenly opened his eyes and let out a long, powerful roar. He thought to himself with pure joy, This is incredible. I never imagined breaking through would be this fast. Once I return to the central region, I will definitely settle the score for my past humiliation. Then, he remembered Quan Lam was still there, so he cleared his throat and spoke up. Forgive me, master. I did not mean to disturb you with my outburst. Quan Lam replied, It is fine. Follow me back to the sect. It is time to introduce you to your uncles and aunts there. Later that evening, outside the Huyen Thien sect's main hall, the disciples were buzzing. Peak Master Ye is just too powerful. He took out a nascent soul expert with a single finger. He has saved our sect from total destruction time and time again. It is such a shame I was too blind to see his worth back then. I totally missed my chance to join Ethereal Peak. If I had not, I would be his disciple by now. Given how strong Peak Master Yi is, his standards for picking disciples must be through the roof. I wonder who he will actually settle on. Just as the disciples were gossiping about Kunlun Realm, he arrived, flying in with Hong Diep. The disciples spotted him and immediately started shouting, "Look everyone, Peak Master Yi is back. Whoa, who is that woman behind him? She is gorgeous. How did she get so close to him anyway?" As for Hong Diep, he glanced around the area and scoffed under his breath. This cultivation sect is honestly pathetic. These people have such low cultivation levels, they are not even worthy of polishing the boots of my demon cult members. The sect leader and elders all rushed out to greet them. Hu Nian asked, "Junior brother Ye, how did your trip go?" Kunlun Realm rested a hand on Hong Diep's shoulder and said with a smile, "This is the disciple I picked up along the way. Little Hong, come greet the sect leader." Hu Nian jumped in surprise. A disciple? Tuyet was also stunned. Where on earth did Peak Master Yi find such a beautiful girl to be his disciple? Suddenly, Hong Diep blurred like a gust of wind, appearing right in front of Tuyet. "I am a man," he snapped. At the same time, he let out a surge of his powerful aura, sending a wave of shock through everyone. Tuyet stumbled back in fear, her voice trembling. "Nascent soul." Kunlun gave Hong Diep a sharp smack on the head and barked, "Little Hong, do not be so rude. This is my senior sister. Now, apologize." Hong Diep could only lower his head and cup his hands obediently. "My apologies. I was out of line." But inside, he was seething. "Just you wait. Once I reach the soul transformation stage, I will get my revenge." Kunlun smiled and said, "That is more like it. You are a quick learner. All right. That is enough for introductions. I am taking Little Hong back to Ethereal Peak to get him settled." Hu Nian nodded. "Fine, you two go ahead then." The two of them took off toward Ethereal Peak. Watching them fly away, Hu Nian muttered to himself, where did he find a nascent soul disciple? He is becoming more and more mysterious. Standing nearby, Tuyet sighed in amazement. In just one short day, junior brother Yi has given us more surprises than we can handle. Meanwhile, Kunlun had brought Hong Diep back to Ethereal Peak. "You are my first disciple, so feel free to pick any room you like. Do not be shy." After a quick laugh, Kunlun pushed the door open and walked inside. Hong Diep followed him in and was greeted by total desolation. His face twitched as he forced out, "Thank you, master." But inside, he was screaming, "What kind of dump is this? Even the servant quarters back at the fire demon cult were 100 times fancier than this. Am I really supposed to live in a place like this?" Kunlun chuckled and said, "Remember this, only the weak complain about their surroundings. The strong learn to adapt quickly. For a true cultivator, material things are just distractions anyway. It is a bit dusty, so just clean it up yourself." With that, he flew off, leaving a fuming Hong Diep behind. The boy clenched his fists and thought, "Fine, I will endure it. With my current cultivation speed, I will be back on top in no time. Ye Kunlun, you just wait and see." Meanwhile, at the Wuhua sect in Than Chao, Tran Q was kneeling alone before Venerable Kuduang. The Venerable stared silently at a cracked soul tablet. After a few minutes, Tran Q spoke up. "Master, it is all my fault. I should not have asked Elder Mu to deliver those pills to my father. Elder Mu's death has me worried. I feel like my father's sect might be in trouble, so I want to head to Hong Chao and check things out myself." Venerable Q Duong finally spoke. "Q, do you know why I took you in as my disciple?" Tran Q replied, "Because I possess the solar body and have the potential to become an immortal." Venerable Su Duong crushed the soul tablet in his hand and said, "That is only one part of it. The second reason is that I saw a massive spark of ambition in you. How can someone who hungers for power like you let yourself be distracted by something as trivial as family ties? The core disciple competition is right around the corner. You need to focus and get ready. Just defeat the other core disciples and take the top spot, and the sect will increase your resources. That is the real payoff," Chen Xiao said, sounding a bit hesitant. "But," Great Son Venerable interrupted, "no buts. It is just a tiny blizzard sect. I will send someone to the desolate province to investigate and see what is going on. Just focus on winning that top spot for me." Chen Xiao bowed and replied, "Understood, master. I definitely won, not let you down." The next morning at the ethereal peak of the Profound Heavens sect, Ye Jun was lounging on a chair, soaking up the sun in the courtyard. He suddenly shouted, "Little Hong, Is it ready yet? I cannot wait any longer. Hong Tianye brought out a tray of food and said, It is ready, master. I am bringing it to you right now. In his mind, he thought, all he knows how to do is eat. I seriously cannot understand how a cultivator in the soul transformation realm could actually crave this kind of food. Yesterday, he lectured me about not complaining about my circumstances, but today he is just living it up like this. As soon as Hong Tianye brought the tray over, Ye Lin could not wait and grabbed 2 meat skewers, taking a big bite. This meat, the juiciness is incredible. It is so delicious. The secret spice rub the system gave me for these skewers is amazing. After praising it internally, Ye Lin took another bite and handed a skewer to Hong Tianye, saying, Here, little Hong, have one too. Do not be shy. Hong Tianye turned his head away in disgust and said, Master, I have completely transcended worldly needs and lost interest in mortal food long ago. Ye Lin asked, sounding annoyed, Are you really going to disrespect me like that? What is the point of cultivation if you cannot enjoy life? Sorry, master. If you insist, I will have one. With that, he took the skewer. As he took a bite, he thought, This Ye Lin is truly a freak in the cultivation world. What could possibly be good about a cheap meat skewer? However, the moment the meat hit his tongue, his eyes widened in shock. Overwhelmed with emotion, he thought, This taste. It is incredible. I have not felt this happy since I was a kid, Ye Lin said, a bit confused. What is going on? Why are you crying? Hong Tianye did not even notice him. He was lost in his own feelings, thinking, When I was little, I was always hungry and dreamed of having just one piece of meat. That feeling of happiness when I first tasted meat was indescribable. But since I started cultivating, my heart has been set on fighting my way to the top of the martial world. I stopped caring about the simple joys of life. It was exactly as he said. If cultivation meant giving up even the simplest desires like eating, then what was the point? At the same time, the aura around him began to surge. Ye Lin's eyes widened. Is he breaking through again? He thought. Early nascent soul, mid-stage, late stage, peak, perfection, and now, soul transformation, in an instant. Holy cow, this guy reached a new level just by eating a skewer? His talent is insane. A moment later, Hong Tianye snapped out of his trance to find Ye Lin standing in front of him with 2 more skewers. Ye Lin smiled and said, Little Hong, congrats on reaching the soul transformation realm. As your master, I am truly happy for you. Your power is almost catching up to mine now. Hong Tianye narrowed his eyes at Ye Lin, thinking, I did not expect to break through so fast. In that case, this ridiculous master-disciple relationship is over. On the ethereal peak of the profound heaven sect, Ye Lin leaned back comfortably in his chair and said, Little Hong, now that you have eaten and leveled up, come over and give me a shoulder rub. Standing behind him, Hong Tianye fumed. You, I am in the soul transformation realm now, and you still dare to boss me around? You are just a lowly soul transformation cultivator yourself. Just die already. He reached out his hand, aiming for Ye Lin's head. Just as he was about to strike, a disciple rushed in with news, reporting to Peak Master Ye. Peak Master Ye, the sect leader requests your presence in the main hall. There is an urgent matter to discuss. Ye Lin sat up, surprised. Oh? It has only been 1 day and something has already happened? Hong Tianye quickly pulled his hand back, thinking, a golden opportunity wasted. But Ye Lin is full of openings. There will be plenty of other chances later. Not caring at all about what his disciple was thinking, Ye Lin flew off and called out, Little Hong, I am heading over first. You have great hands. When I get back, make sure to give me a foot massage. Once Ye Lin was gone, Hong Tianye screamed in rage. This is too much. Do you really see me as a servant? I should have just finished that shameless bastard off right then and there. Meanwhile, at the council chamber of the Profound Heaven sect, the atmosphere was heavy. Disciples were whispering, What are we going to do? Maybe the heavens really want to destroy our sect. Right then, Ye Lin landed and walked inside. The sect leader and elders saw him and greeted him. Junior brother Ye, you are here, Peak Master Ye. Ye Lin asked, Everyone, is the sect in trouble again? Why is there such a massive commotion here? Hu Yunian spoke up. Junior brother, here is the situation. A few years ago, the Wei State, which is under the protection of our Huyan Thian sect, sent a distress signal to the sect. They reported that bizarre occurrences were happening one after another across the country, and people everywhere were losing their lives. Their deaths were incredibly strange. as all the blood was sucked out of the corpses. And this phenomenon has only become more violent in the Wei state. There are even many cities with populations of millions that have turned into horrific scenes of scattered bodies. I suspected an evil creature was behind the chaos, so I sent a group of disciples to investigate, but they all vanished without a trace and never returned. This morning, the Wei state reported again, saying the situation is extremely critical and has now spread to neighboring countries. If this continues to spread, the Hoang province could fall into total chaos. Furthermore, when the Huyan Thian sect tries to recruit disciples in the future, our standing will plummet as if falling off a cliff. Quan Lam frowned and asked, "Is it really that serious? With it spreading so widely, did no one see anything or manage to do anything before now?" Tu Thien Tuyet chimed in. "Perhaps everyone who saw it is already dead. If this keeps up, the Huyan Thian sect might gradually fall into ruin." Quan Lam glanced at her and spoke. "The Hoang province is a poor place for cultivators, where a soul formation stage master can control everything, and the Wei state is still on the outskirts of the Hoang province. What kind of problem could the Huyan Thian sect possibly not be able to solve? We have not even received a single word back. Could there be an even more powerful force lurking behind this?" The system announced, "New mission activated. Proceed to the Wei state to resolve the root cause of the crisis. Upon completing the mission, you will receive unimaginable rewards." Quan Lam gave a mental thumbs up and praised, "System, you are really on top of things." The system replied, "Not bad, right?" Next, Quan Lam looked at Hu Yunian and said, "Sect leader, I understand what you are thinking. According to what you said, this phenomenon started in the Wei state a few years ago. It is currently the most severely affected area, so the root of the problem must be there. I will personally take a trip down." Hu Yunian said happily, "That would be for the best. Junior brother Quan Lam truly understands the greater good. If you take action, this matter will surely be resolved quickly. Then, I will see you later. Wait for my good news." After saying that, Quan Lam did not waste any more time and immediately flew away, leaving the people of the Huyan Thian sect in awe. Peak Master Quan Lam is truly like a whirlwind. I had not even finished speaking. A moment later, Trio Duke Tru spoke up. "Can Peak Master Quan Lam really resolve this eerie matter?" Tu Thien Tuyet shot him a look and said, "You blockhead. In a tiny place like the Hoang province, what could possibly challenge someone at the god transformation stage?" Hu Yunian agreed, saying, "Exactly. If even he cannot handle it, then the Hoang province is truly beyond saving. Everyone, hurry back to your cultivation. Do not overthink anything else. Do not let down the expectations junior brother Quan Lam has for us." Everyone shouted in unison. That afternoon, two figures flew across the border of the Wei state, one of whom was Hong Thien Diep. He watched Quan Lam flying ahead, thinking to himself that after returning from the meeting, why was he so eager to reach a poor country like Wei? Just as well, I must find an opportunity to deal with him during this trip. Before long, the two of them entered the Wei state. As they flew over Peach Blossom Village, Quan Lam spoke up. "It looks like some bandits are raiding the village. Let's go down and check it out." Hong Thien Deep gave a low scoff and said, "You actually care about such a trivial matter?" In Peach Blossom Village, the village chief was currently kneeling on the ground. He pleaded with the chief of the Black Wind camp. "If you want to take something, just take it all, but please do not harm the innocent villagers." The chief of the Black Wind camp heard this and bared his teeth in a grin. Who told you I wanted those things? What I want is for you all to pass away peacefully, so you will not have to suffer. Ha ha." After saying that, the Black Wind camp chief kicked the village chief away, his eyes turning blood red as he began to circulate his cultivation technique. "Everyone, get back! The chief is about to perform his divine technique," the bandits shouted, backing away in coordination. A second later, strands of blood essence began to leave the villagers' bodies and were absorbed by the Black Wind camp chief. The villagers felt the intense pain and agony, screaming out, "Help me, mommy, I am scared. Monster, this is a monster. Will someone please save us?" Sob, "I do not want to die." On a rooftop, Hong Thien Diep whispered, "Oh, this evil technique." Doubt filled his heart as he thought to himself, "This technique is very similar to an enemy from the Middle Realm." But that person was supposed to have vanished under the siege of the Great Holy Lands in the Middle Realm. Quan Lam, standing beside him, asked, "Do you recognize this technique?" Hong Thien Diep looked over and lied through his teeth. "No, I do not know it, but it looks very sinister." Hong Thien Diep thought to himself, "I must find out the origin of this person at all costs." He thought to himself that if it really was that enemy, This trip might be a one-way ticket for him, Quan Lam said unhappily. You little brat, what is with that attitude? Seeing that the villagers below were about to break, Quan Lam could only jump down, placing a hand on the shoulder of the Black Wind Fortress chief and saying with a smile, "Your nutrition ends here, stop right there." The Black Wind Fortress chief was startled for a moment, then angrily swung a punch at Quan Lam. "Who do you think you are? How dare you mess with my business? Do you have a death wish or something?" Quan Lam did not waste any words. He simply extended a finger and crushed the man's arm. The chief froze for a second before letting out a blood-curdling scream. The bandits cried out in fear. "Chief! Chief!" Quan Lam spoke up. "Calm down, everyone. We can talk this out like civilized people." The Black Wind Fortress chief finally snapped out of it, quickly kneeling on the ground and stammering, "You are actually a transformation stage cultivator. Please, spare my life," Quan Lam asked. "Tell me, where did you come from?" The chief replied, "I was originally a guard in the Wei State Palace, but because I saw something I should not have seen, the prince ordered my execution. Not wanting to die for nothing, I risked everything to escape the palace." Quan Lam asked, "What exactly did you see that was so secret? And where did you learn these evil arts you are practicing?" The Black Wind Fortress chief answered, "I often saw the prince acting suspiciously, frequently going in and out of the back mountain, but I did not dare to get too curious. As for the evil arts, while I was on the run, I was taught by a mysterious organization, but I have no idea where they came from." Quan Lam asked, "They just handed over forbidden techniques to you for no reason?" The chief replied, "They demanded that I use this technique to consume the essence of others to increase my cultivation level. To save my own skin, I had to obey. I do not know anything else." Quan Lam looked at Hong Thien Deep and said, "It seems like there is a massive organization behind this, and their actions are definitely linked to this evil infestation. Little Hong, what do you think?" Hong Thien Diep replied indifferently, "I have no idea." But deep down, he started to wonder, this teaching method is very similar to that person. Could he really still be alive? Why would he show up in the desolate province? If this evil mess is really his doing, then Diep Quan Lam is just at the transformation stage and will not be able to handle it. This Wei state will be the final resting place for Diep Quan Lam. Quan Lam placed a hand on the chief's head to perform a soul search. "Let me see what kind of secrets you are trying to hide." A moment later, the chief's eyes rolled back as he collapsed to the ground. Quan Lam spoke, "He really was not lying, but I found a very interesting piece of information. We need to head to the Wei State Palace immediately." Hong Thien Deep looked at the bandits and casually snapped his fingers. Instantly, a sea of flames erupted, swallowing them all. Quan Lam and the villagers looked at Hong Thien Diep in total shock. Seeing this, Hong Thien Diep asked, "Master, did I do something wrong? Do these bandits not deserve to rot in hell?" He thought to himself, "I have been suppressed for so long, I finally got to kill someone to blow off some steam." Quan Lam cleared his throat and gave a thumbs up. "No, you did great." The villagers also clapped and cheered. "The Immortal has saved us from the wicked and brought justice. Our Peach Blossom Village will forever be grateful to you two." At that moment, a court session was being held in the Wei State Palace. The Emperor of Wei sighed and said, "Our population has dropped by 30% over the past few years. If this continues, my kingdom will be destroyed by these evil spirits. I wonder if the masters from the Huyen Thien sect can help us overcome this crisis." The officials below were deathly silent, and no one dared to speak. Just then, a young princess ran inside. She shouted, "Father, father, I saw two immortals flying toward us from outside." Hearing this, the Emperor of Wei stood up in joy and exclaimed, "What? It must be the masters from the Huyen Thien sect. Everyone, follow me quickly to welcome them." In the sky outside the palace, Quan Lam whispered, "Little Hong, the way your master chose to appear is quite grand, is it not?" Hong Thien Diep replied, "Master is wise, I feel the same way." But in his head, he thought, he just wants everyone to notice him. Let's see how you plan to handle those evil spirits once you find them. Don't come begging me to save you when things go south." At this time, the Emperor of Wei led his officials out. They immediately bowed and greeted Quan Lam and his disciple with great respect. "We welcome the masters," Quan Lam spoke. "I am Diep Quan Lam, the Peak Master of Piao Miao Peak from the Huyen Thien sect. I am here to help you resolve this crisis once and for all, so you do not need to worry anymore." The Emperor of Wei said joyfully, "On behalf of the people of Wei, I thank you, Great Immortal. Great Immortal, Do you have any requests or instructions for us? Quan Lam and Hong Thien Diep landed on the ground as he said, "Arrange a place for me and my disciple to rest." The Emperor of Great Ni replied, "No problem at all. Please, come this way. I will personally escort you there, immortal." The group walked away, completely unaware of a figure hiding behind the palace gates, watching them and whispering, just a peak master of the Huyen Thien sect. He sure knows how to act high and mighty. It just so happens I was worried about finding a tribute to help my master break through to the peak of the soul transformation stage. You guys showed up at just the right time. That night, inside the lodging prepared by the Emperor, Hong Thien Diep looked at Quan Lam lounging on a chair and cursed under his breath. Earlier he was acting like a total dog, and now he is being this careless. Always acting so exhausted and lazy. How did he even reach the soul transformation stage? Fine. At this rate, I will soon surpass him in power. When that time comes, my strike will be certain. He had no idea that Quan Lam was also secretly observing him. Little Hong, oh little Hong, you are only good at these petty schemes. Sooner or later, you are going to shoot yourself in the foot. Your biggest mistake was making me your target. Thinking this, Quan Lam kicked off his shoes and said, "Hey little Hong, are you curious about how your master cultivates? Go get some water and wash my feet. Once I am feeling comfortable, maybe I will teach you a thing or two about cultivation." Hong Thien Diep trembled with rage and shouted, "What did you just say?" He thought to himself, he is just a soul transformation expert in this desolate, middle-of-nowhere wasteland, and he thinks he is worthy of teaching me? Back in the day, plenty of immortals learned the arts from me. If you could actually teach me anything, I would call you my grandmaster. Quan Lam ignored his attitude and urged him on. What are you just standing there for? Do you not want to improve yourself anymore? You are still so young, yet you already want to retire early? Hong Thien Diep thought. I am the great leader of the fire-worshipping demon cult. You want me to wash your feet? He was just about to snap and turn on him when a voice suddenly called out from outside. Reporting to the two immortals. Another strange phenomenon has occurred in the New Kingdom. I have urgent news to report. Quan Lam asked with a playful grin, Who goes there? The person outside replied, I am the first prince of Great Nui, Trio Hung. This is a matter of life and death for our kingdom. I humbly beg the immortals to grant me an audience. Quan Lam said, Come in. What is the big rush? Having received permission, Trio Hang opened the door and stepped into the room. Quan Lam sized him up and thought, Is this the prince who hunted down those bandits? He does not seem to match the rumors at all. Is that really how it is? At that moment, Trio Hang knelt before Quan Lam and said respectfully, Immortal, I have never dared to tell my father this secret. I suspect the evil spirits terrorizing Great Nu are coming from the mountain behind the palace. A few nights ago, I saw several black demon bats sneaking into a cave there. On top of that, palace maids and eunuchs have been disappearing lately, so I am certain it has something to do with them. I have heard of your legendary name for a long time and know you have godlike powers. Right now, only you can save the people of the Nui Kingdom. I beg you, Immortal, please go and slay those demon bats at the back mountain. Quan Lam let out a soft, oh, rubbing his chin as if lost in thought. My divine sense did not detect anything strange at the back mountain at all. How does this guy dare to lie so blatantly? Does he think I am stupid? Or does he have someone backing him with a way to deal with me? Let me see what he is really hiding up his sleeve. With that thought, Quan Lam spoke up. Fine. Lead the way to the cave so I can investigate. Thank you, Immortal. Please follow me. With you taking action, the evil plaguing our kingdom will surely be wiped out. After saying that, Trio Hang stood up and enthusiastically led the way for the two of them. Quan Lam and Hong Thien Diep followed behind. Before leaving, Hong Thien Diep shot a glare at Quan Lam, thinking, fine, whatever. I will settle the score with you later. On the other side, the little princess was standing by the second-floor window when she accidentally saw the two of them walking with Trio Hang. This left her feeling incredibly shocked. That is my big brother. He is always acting so poorly. Father has warned him so many times, yet he refuses to change, and now he dares to secretly meet with the two immortals from the Huyen Tian sect? I have to report this to Father immediately. Thinking this, the little princess rushed off to find the emperor. Meanwhile, the three of them had reached the back mountain. Quan Lam smiled and asked, First Prince. This place does not look much like a nest for demon bats. Trio Hang replied, We are here. Quan Lam laughed and said, Finally arrived, huh? Well then, I have to see what kind of monster you have been hiding. Trohang stopped acting. A vicious expression took over his face as he glared at Quan Lam. Ha. At first, I did not think I could actually trick you, but I never expected you to follow me so obediently like a good little boy. In the end, you are just too confident in your own strength. But did you not know that there is always someone stronger out there? You really think a single guy like you can stop all of us? Don't make me laugh. Don't think that just because you're a peak master of the Black Sky sect, you're some kind of immortal deity. Ye Jun Lin, this place is going to be your grave. With those words, he crushed the command token in his hand and roared, Elders, strike now. Right on cue, figures flew in from every direction, quickly deploying the five-fold God-binding formation and trapping Junlin and his companion inside. Once the trap was set, the leader, an elder of the Blood Moon cult at the nascent soul stage, spoke up. Peak Master Yi of the Black Sky sect, you've certainly made quite a name for yourself lately. To think a lowly Peak Master could actually take down a nascent soul stage Demon King. Haha. It's just a shame that within this five-fold God-binding formation, even those at the soul transformation stage can't escape their fate. Zhao Heng smirked as he gave the order. Everyone, move out now. Just remember, don't go too heavy on him. We need to keep him alive for my master's use. He then turned his gaze toward Hong Tianye, licking his lips greedily. As for the woman in red, I want you to cripple her cultivation. This prince wants to take his time enjoying her. Standing indifferently to the side, Hong Tianye's head snapped around the moment she heard that, her eyes radiating a murderous aura that locked onto Zhao Heng. What did you just say? I didn't want to get involved in this mess, but since you can't keep your mouth shut and dared to touch my reverse scale. As she spoke, flames erupted from Hong Tianye's body, shattering the formation, trapping them with a single, devastating move. Zhao Heng gasped in disbelief. She broke it with one hit? That's impossible. How could the five-fold God-binding formation be destroyed just like that? The Blood Moon cult elder screamed in terror. First Prince, watch out. I never expected this Black Sky Peak Master would be traveling with a disciple at the soul transformation stage. What's more, her cultivation technique is likely at the immortal rank. Otherwise, there's no way she could have shattered our formation. Cursing them for being useless under his breath, Zhao Heng forced a smile and looked at Hong Tianye. My lady, let's just talk this through. With power like yours, if you follow my master, your future will be limitless. You think you can bribe me? I'll make sure you wish you were dead. Before he could say another word, Hong Tianye shot a streak of fire directly into Zhao Heng's body. The flame didn't incinerate him instantly. Instead, it burned slowly, forcing him to feel every ounce of agonizing pain as it gnawed away at him bit by bit. After a moment, Junlin sighed as he looked at the suffering Zhao Heng. How pathetic. You really know how to push all the right buttons, don't you? He then turned to Hong Tianye and said, That's enough for now. Don't let him die yet. I have some questions for him. Hong Tianye frowned but snapped her fingers anyway, extinguishing the flame. Junlin looked down at Zhao Heng and asked, Where is your master? Does he really have the skill to make someone at the soul transformation stage submit? Zhao Heng choked out. My master was once an immortal from the central domain. A mere ant at the soul transformation stage is no match for him. You should take this chance to surrender to his lordship while you still can. If you wait until my master shows himself, it'll be too late to beg for mercy. Surrender? How hilarious. Let's see how long your master can keep hiding. For now, I'm going to start taking lives. With that, Junlin pointed a finger at a member of the Blood Moon cult and counted 1. Instantly, the man's head was blown clean through. The Blood Moon cult elder cried out in horror. How is he also at the soul transformation stage? How could 2 soul transformation experts possibly exist in the desolate province at the same time? 2, 3, 4. With every count, another Blood Moon cultist dropped dead, and even the elder was no exception. Finally, Junlin pointed his finger at Zhao Heng and said, And now, you're the only one left. Zhao Heng screamed in pure terror. You, wait a second. Master, save me. At the same time, the Emperor of Great Wei and the little princess were rushing toward the back mountain when a pillar of crimson light suddenly erupted into the sky. The little princess cried out, Father, what is that? That blood-red light is terrifying. The Emperor urged her on faster. Quick, let's go see. I just hope the High Immortal is all right and nothing went wrong at the back mountain. Hong Tianye clenched her fists, watching the pillar of bloodlight. This aura, it's so familiar. It really is him, she whispered. Even though he might be strong enough to deal with Ye Jun Lin, facing him again makes me feel uneasy. Meanwhile, Zhao Heng burst into a manic laughter. Haha, Master is finally here. This is the end for you. Soon, the bloodlight faded, revealing a man's silhouette. This man was none other than the leader of the Blood Moon cult from the Central Domain, Shi Tianju. Junlin looked at Shi Tianju and smirked. So, you're the mastermind behind those evil spirits, aren't you? I thought you were just a coward hiding in your shell forever. Shi Tianjue looked down at Junlin and spoke coldly. A cultivator from the desolate province. I'll admit you have some tricks, but you aren't even worthy of fighting me. Then, he turned his gaze to Hong Tianye and continued. On the other hand, an old friend standing right there has piqued my interest. Hong Tianye spoke up. Blood demon, I can't believe you're still alive. Quan Lam overheard this and thought to himself, what exactly is the history between Little Hong and this guy? Thak Thien Tuyet landed right in front of Hong Thien Diep and called out, Blood demon. More than 200 years ago, this title of mine was hunted down by the great holy lands of the central region, and after that, no one ever heard it again. I never expected you to still remember me. Hong Thien Diep gave a cold laugh and said, anyone who lived through that top-tier battle certainly wouldn't be able to forget it. He thought to himself that this man, Thach Thien Tuyet, was the strongest powerhouse in the true immortal realm back then. He relied on devouring human blood to sustain himself and even passed on evil techniques to many of his followers. If he hadn't been stopped, he surely would have brought ruin to all living things, eventually turning on his own cult to drain every bit of their energy for himself. Because his wicked methods caused his cultivation level to skyrocket, the top-tier forces joined together to take him down. Even I, as a member of the demonic path, was drawn into the fight. I didn't expect the famous blood demon to still be alive, and on top of that, to show up here in the desolate province, the poorest part of the eastern region. If this news reached the central region, it would definitely be a total bombshell. Right at that moment, Triu Hang cried out, Master, you're finally here. These people want to kill me. You have to get revenge for me. But he had begged the wrong person. Thach Thien Tuyet roared, How insolent! Suddenly, 2 streaks of blood-red light shot from his eyes, piercing through Tro Hang's body and taking his life instantly. Next, all the essence blood from Tro Hang's corpse flew out and merged into Thach Thien Tuyet's body. Seeing this, Hong Thien Diep remarked, The blood demon's methods really are the most sinister. You'd even turn on your own disciple. Thach Thien Tuyet stepped closer to Hong Thien Diep and said, He was just a disciple. I can find another one any time. But since you wanted him gone, I naturally wasn't going to let him live. Do you understand my heart now? Quan Lam's eyes lit up as he said, Whoa, talk about some major drama. What kind of plot twist is this? Hong Thien Diep felt a bit panicked. He took a few steps back and asked, I saw with my own eyes your immortal body being crushed into pieces by the 4 divine artifacts, and even your blood was completely evaporated. So how did you manage to escape? Thach Thien Tuyet laughed loudly and said, Those self-righteous fools. I had already separated a single drop of my life source blood and used a spell to hide it in a secret place. After I fell, that drop of life source blood allowed me to be reborn. What a coincidence, though. It seems you're just like me. Right now, I'm in a hurry to restore my cultivation, while you're only at the early stage of the soul transformation realm. Why don't you just surrender quietly and give all of your blood to me? That way, we can be together forever. You really are a crazy bastard. Back in the central region, I rejected you so many times, yet even after being reborn, you still haven't learned your lesson. Do you honestly think that just because you're at the peak of the soul transformation realm, you can definitely take me down? As he spoke, Hong Thien Diep activated his cultivation technique, and flames immediately erupted from his body. Seeing this, Thach Thien Tuyet smiled and said, Good, very good. The more you struggle, the more excited I get. For anyone else, fighting someone at a higher level might still have a slim chance. But against me, that's nothing but a pipe dream. Hong Thien Diep smirked and said, We won't know that until we fight. Following that, he used the 5 absolute divine flames to attack Thach Thien Tuyet. Thach Thien Tuyet gasped in surprise. What is this? However, he wasn't slow either, immediately striking back with a blood slaughter palm to counter. The 2 techniques quickly collided, creating a massive explosion in midair. Thach Thien Tuyet frowned and thought, This is impossible. These flames are unexpectedly domineering. Even though she's only at the early soul transformation stage, she could actually break my blood slaughter palm. Where did she learn this technique? From across the way, Hong Thien Diep shouted, That was only the beginning. Next, he activated his technique again, transforming the flames around him into a layer of frost, and then launched a frosty blazing flame toward Thatchthien Tuyet. "You're nothing but a loser. I've already defeated once," he growled through gritted teeth. Thatchthien Tuyet hurriedly used his soul-devouring blood spear to respond, but he was still a step behind. His arm was frozen solid as a result. Thatchthien Tuyet asked in shock, "What kind of fire attribute technique are you practicing? Why is it so damn wicked?" Then, he used his energy to shatter the ice on his arm and stared intently at Hongthien Deep, smiling as he said, "No wonder you're the one I set my sights on. You're really giving me a thrill. Did you stumble upon a massive stroke of luck after leaving the central region and then took some powerful master as your teacher?" Hongthien Deep said coldly, "That's none of your business. With this technique, I'll be able to walk the path of dominance when I return to the central region." He thought to himself, "I didn't expect that. With the boost from the 3,000 blazing flames, even the blood demon who once terrified the central region is now being suppressed by me. This power is truly incredible. It seems my choice back then was absolutely the right one." Even though Thatchthien Tuyet was at a disadvantage, the smile never left his face. On the contrary, the hunger in his eyes burned even brighter. The battle between these two powerhouses from the central region, here in this remote, desolate province, was only just beginning. But I can't let the blood demon know that this cultivation technique was actually passed down by a soul transformation expert from the desolate province. Right then, Shi Tianju suddenly burst out laughing, pushing his cultivation to the limit as he spoke. "If I let you keep growing, I'm afraid even I wouldn't be able to guarantee I could keep you under control. So, it's a pity, but everything ends right here. Now, I'll show you the true power of the immortal demon physique." At that very moment, a horrific scene was unfolding across every city in the state of Wei. People were rolling on the ground in agony, screaming, "Help me, someone, please save me, I don't want to die." Strands of blood essence were being ripped from their bodies, flying toward the back mountain of the imperial palace. Back at the mountain, after absorbing a massive amount of blood essence, Shi Tianjue laughed hysterically. "Haha. This feeling is absolutely incredible. These people were nothing but food for me from the very start. With just a single thought, I can instantly refine their entire life force to fuel my own power." Junlin looked at Hong Tianye and nudged him. "Little Hong, stop wasting time and just finish him off already." Hong Tianye shot him an annoyed look and snapped, "I don't need you giving me orders." But inside, he was cursing. "Damn it, how did things end up like this? I thought Ye Jun Lin would be the one who couldn't hold his own against the blood demon. I expected him to come crawling to me for help, and that's when I'd step in. But now, I'm not even sure I can handle this myself. This aura. Has he already broken through to the integration stage? Back then, with this body, I didn't even fall behind during the great war between the righteous and demonic experts. Not even those old monsters at the Holy Land, using immortal artifacts together, could destroy my immortal body. My immortal body is already 7% restored. Once I've devoured every living soul in the desolate province, I'll be back to full strength. When that time comes, I'll have no rivals, even in the central region. Hong Tianye, I gave you a chance, and now you'll have to live with the consequences." With those words, Shi Tianjie lunged his demonic claws at Hong Tianye. Despite his best efforts, Hong Tianye was severely wounded after only a few moves. He was left powerless as Shi Tianjie began to drain his destiny. Just then, the Emperor of Great Wei arrived with his troops. Seeing this, the Emperor was filled with utter despair. Is this the source of the evil that's been terrorizing Great Wei? If even the Great Immortal is no match for him, is my kingdom destined to be destroyed here? After a moment, Hong Tianye struggled to sit up, thinking to himself, is this where my path to immortality ends? I went through so much to get this technique. I can't accept this. Do I really have to beg that annoying Ye Jun Lin for help? Admitting I'm inferior to him would be a massive humiliation. Besides, he's only at the peak of the soul transformation stage. Fighting someone in the integration stage is a whole different ballgame. Would begging him even make a difference? At that moment, Shi Tianjue laughed. We are all cultivators seeking eternal life. Since you don't want to live alongside me, then just become a part of me. Let me carry your will as I finish this long journey to immortality. As Shi Tianjue prepared to strike, Hong Tianye's pride crumbled. He threw his ego out the window and screamed, "Master, save me!" Hearing this, Shi Tianjue paused, becoming wary. "Master? So you really did join someone's sect. My dear student, you finally thought of your master, didn't you?" Junlin descended from the sky, standing firmly in front of Hong Tianye. He smiled at Shi Tianju and said, "That's right, I'm his master. Shi Tianjue looked at Junlin and burst into laughter. Hong Tianye, I never thought you'd fall this low. Taking some random nobody from the desolate province who's only at the soul transformation stage as your teacher, you're an absolute disgrace to the demonic path. Hong Tianye stayed silent, but he was secretly worried for Ye Jun Lin. Even though he hated the guy, Junlin was still his savior. Now that he was standing right in front of Shi Tianju, he was afraid Junlin was heading straight for a disaster. Facing Shi Tianjue's insults, Junlin just smiled and asked, "Should I take that to mean you're looking down on me? You're just an insect who doesn't know how vast the world is. If I were in my prime, I could have wiped you out with nothing but a bit of spit." Shi Tianjue mocked. Hong Tianye said guiltily, "I'm sorry. I knew you were no match for the blood demon. Yet I still called for help. If you still have the strength, please, just run." "Run? That's not happening. Watch closely as your master takes him down for you." "Take me down? Haha, I bet you can't even block a single one of my moves. What makes you so confident? You're just arrogantly ignorant." Seeing Shi Tianzhou about to attack, Hong Tianye yelled in a panic. "Forget about me. Master, get out of here, fast." Junlin only smiled, waiting for the system notification. Detection. Host is facing an attack from the late integration stage. Activating passive effect. The stronger the foe, the stronger I become. Obtaining cultivation at the mid-integration stage. System is now merging the cultivation levels. Just like that, with a single move, Quan Lam neutralized Thach Thien Tuyet's attack, leaving the man's hand completely mangled. This left Thach Thien Tuyet in absolute shock. How is this possible? How could a mere soul transformation cultivator possess this kind of power? Wait, you're not in the soul transformation stage. You've already reached the body integration stage? Hong Thien Diep's eyes widened as she stared at Quan Lam. This guy was hiding it so well. He pretended to be a soul transformation cultivator on the surface, but it turns out he's actually a powerhouse at the body integration stage. No wonder he was constantly provoking me earlier. Was he just relying on his cultivation level? I almost fell for his act. It is a good thing I did not actually turn against him back then. Feeling the surge of power coursing through his body, Quan Lam thought to himself with delight. So this is what it feels like to break through to the body integration stage? It feels like I could destroy heaven and earth with just a wave of my hand. As for Thach Thien Tuyet, despite his failed attack, he remained incredibly confident and said, "Even if we are both at the body integration stage, the difference between the cultivation techniques of a wild cultivator like you and someone like me is as vast as the distance between heaven and earth. I will make a country bumpkin like you realize what true power really looks like." Once his hand had completely regenerated, Thach Thien Tuyet lunged at Quan Lam again. "You are the one who has no idea what true power is." After saying that, Quan Lam used the Human King seal to instantly shatter both of Thach Thien Tuyet's arms, then laughed right in his face. "Did you not say there was a massive gap between us?" He thought to himself that the Human King seal, which the Away from Keyboard system had been practicing for him, had already reached the great mastery level. It was many times stronger than the first time he used it. Thach Thien Tuyet screamed, "So what? You still cannot destroy me. You cannot destroy my immortal body. The longer this fight goes on, the more impossible it will be for you to win." Hearing Thach Thien Tuyet's words only made Quan Lam more interested. Fine then. This is the perfect time to test out a new move. The proficiency of this divine ability has already reached the level of perfection. Thinking this, Quan Lam pointed 2 fingers toward his opponent. He whispered the incantation, "Great desolate prisoning heaven finger, 1 finger to imprison the world, 2 fingers to shatter mountains and rivers, 3 fingers to annihilate all living things, 4 fingers to break the sky." A beam of light flew straight at Thach Thien Tuyet, instantly turning him from a muscular powerhouse back into a scrawny weakling. This made Thach Thien Tuyet question his entire reality. Why would he encounter such a monster in a tiny place like Hongqiao? Could it be that I have been away from the world for so long that the geniuses of this era have become this powerful? Hong Thien Diep was left speechless by the scene, as it was simply too overwhelming. Compared to this technique, all other moves seemed pathetic. No wonder he was so confident before. It turns out he never even considered me a threat at all. Just who are you? In response to Thach Thien Tuyet's question, Quan Lam simply smiled and replied, "I am Ye Quan Lam, the peak master of Fu Mu Peak from the Huyen Thien sect." Thach Thien Tuyet gasped in disbelief. "That is impossible. When I infiltrated Huangqiao to investigate, the Huyen Thien sect had no one like that. Even their sect master had not reached the soul transformation stage yet. Despite his doubts, the most important thing right now was finding a way to escape. Ye Quan Lam, I will remember you. With those words, Thak Thien Tuyet used the blood escape art, wounding himself to flee. Seeing this, Hong Thien Diep quickly shouted a warning. He is trying to run. If he escapes, the consequences will be disastrous. Ye Quan Lam, I will not be so careless next time. Thak Thien Tuyet laughed loudly as his body transformed into a stream of liquid. The liquid soared into the sky. However, just a second later, Quan Lam's hand acted like a magnet, pulling him right back. Then, Quan Lam finished him off for good. Once it was over, he grumbled with a look of annoyance. System, where is my reward? Be a bit more proactive. Do not make me keep reminding you. Remember, you are supposed to be a professional. The system responded immediately. I am coming. I am coming. This is the reward for the handsome and gallant host. Congratulations. The host has received a mysterious bone, engraved with runes. It can grant the user top-tier innate talent, and their future is destined to become a supreme being of this world. Would the host like to bind it right now? Quan Lam was excited. A supreme being? That is amazing. Hurry up and do it. I cannot wait any longer. He followed the system's instructions and began the binding process. Once finished, the host's combat power would skyrocket. Binding complete. Congratulations to the host. Hong Thien Diep stared at him in a daze. What on earth is this guy doing now? The energy fluctuations coming from him are making me tremble. I have no idea what kind of incredible opportunity he just stumbled upon. Otherwise, there is no way such an extraordinary monster could be born in Hong Chao. Damn it. I have to re-evaluate his true strength again. I must practice harder to break through to the body integration stage as soon as possible. Only then can I feel confident enough to keep him under control. The emperor and the princess knelt down. Thank you, great immortal, for saving the people of the Wei Kingdom. Our Wei Kingdom will surely record this event in the history books, so that future generations will always remember the great immortal's kindness. Quan Lam replied politely, There is no need for such thanks. As long as you can be a good emperor and treat your people well, that is enough for me. That is more important than anything else. Lin Shni made a promise to him. This humble girl will remember the great immortal's teachings. May I ask, great immortal, if I can join the Huyen Thien sect? I also want to be like you all, fighting demons and protecting the innocent. Facing this request, Jun Lin carefully checks her information. Her profile immediately appears before his eyes. Her name is Zhao Ling female, 0 cultivation, but she possesses a high-grade water spiritual root. As the princess of the Wei Kingdom, Jun Lin thinks her affinity for cultivation isn't bad at all. Jun Lin accepts the offer. Ling truly has a great water spiritual root and is a promising seed. Since you are so sincere, I shall grant your request. Seeing this, the emperor joyfully urges his daughter. What? Truly? Linger. Quickly bow and thank the immortal. Linger bows respectfully. Thank you, immortal. The emperor invites him. Immortal, you have saved the Wei Kingdom and even taken Ling under your wing. On behalf of the people of Wei, I express my gratitude to both of you. Now, please come to the Grand Palace to rest for a few days. Jun Lin turns to look at Tian Ye. He sees Tian Ye standing silently in the back. Very well, let us go. After recovering his strength, Tian Ye has finally woken up. At the peak of the soul transformation realm, a surge of true energy envelops Ye Tianhong's entire body. He says, Finally, my injuries have healed. My cultivation has now broken through to the peak of the soul transformation realm. Ever since I started practicing the 3000 flame ignitions and taking those pills, my cultivation speed has increased significantly. That guy's methods are truly extraordinary. Tian Ye mutters to himself in frustration. Even though you saved me this time, the humiliation I endured cannot be overlooked just like that. Once I break through to the integration realm, I will pay you back double for every bit of shame I had to suffer. Just you wait, Jun Lin. I can already see the look on your face as you beg for mercy, and I cannot wait for that day. Jun Lin speaks up, cutting through Tian Ye's train of thought. Little Hong, come meet your master. Despite the hatred in his heart, he still steps forward. Here we go again. I am only doing this to save face. Jun Lin looks at the martial arts novel in his hand with great interest. This martial arts novel is quite interesting. It seems the locals here also love the trope of a hidden master slapping people's faces while acting cool. If I had been transported to this country, maybe I could have made a fortune just by writing novels. First would be Battle Through the Heavens. It would definitely be a hit across the nation. and the pen name would be Heavenly Silkworm Potato. Xianxia has no idea what he is talking about. What is this guy mumbling about now? On the surface, he politely asks, "Master, why have you summoned your disciple?" Jun Lin is delighted to see Xianxia. "Oh, you are here?" He dips his feet into a basin of water, looking very relaxed. "Quickly, come here and wash your master's feet." Another surge of anger flares up. He has to remind himself that even the blood demon was killed by this man. Now is not the time to turn against him. I must endure. Jun Lin seems to really enjoy annoying this disciple of his. "What is it? Do you look down on your master? Why have you not knelt down to wash my feet yet?" Xianxia endures so much that his hands clench into fists. This disciple would not dare. He kneels down in front of the basin. "I was once the leader of a demonic sect, a true immortal standing at the peak. Thousands upon thousands of cultivators have died by my hand. And yet, today I am forced to endure the humiliation of washing the feet of a mere desolate province cultivator." Jun Lin smirks mockingly. "You brat, you want to challenge me?" Suddenly, the moment his hands touch the water, Xianxia feels something is wrong. Wait a minute, this water is Taiyi boundless water. According to what he remembers, if a mortal drinks this water, their beauty will last forever, and they will live for 200 years. If a cultivator drinks it, they can purify all impurities in their body, making it flawless, and their cultivation will soar like a rocket. Even a tiny bottle in the central region would cause people to fight to the death over it. This is something countless cultivators dream of obtaining. And yet, this guy is actually using it just to soak his feet? What a waste of a heavenly treasure. This makes me even more certain. He must have obtained an incredibly massive stroke of luck. Otherwise, how could he be so wasteful? If I could drink all of this Taiyi boundless water, it would be an astronomical help to my cultivation. But the reality snaps him back to his senses. Wait, this is foot-washing water. Jun Lin pretends to be angry. What are you doing? Do you think your master's feet stink? Xianxia tries to suppress his rage. No, your disciple was just thinking about something else. Jun Lin is feeling extremely comfortable. The system gave him so much Taiyi boundless water as a reward. Who would have thought that using it for a foot soak, combined with this disciple's technique, would be so incredibly relaxing? While reading his novel, he orders Xianxia, "The water is a bit cold, add some heat." Xianxia obediently follows the order, "As you wish, master." His hands glow with flames as he sticks them directly into the basin to boil the water. The temperature rises exactly as he wanted, making a look of pure satisfaction spread across his face. Just then, footsteps approach from outside. It turns out to be Ling Er. She is in a hurry to see the immortal. As soon as she enters, she sees Jun Lin enjoying himself so much that his face is flushed red. Oh my god! From this angle, Ling Er completely misunderstands. Heavens, what is going on here? I never thought this master and disciple had that kind of relationship. Lin Ni was so embarrassed that she didn't dare intrude, and she certainly couldn't bear to watch any longer, so she turned tail and bolted. This is beyond mortifying. Her master was completely baffled by his new disciple's behavior. What on earth made that girl, Lin Ni, run off like that? After a long session of dedicated service, Thien Diep finally spoke up, asking, "Master, now that I have finished washing your feet, are you satisfied?" His eyes flickered with a hint of annoyance. Quan Lam stopped giving him a hard time and replied, "Satisfied? Of course, I am satisfied. Little Hong, tell me, what is weighing on your mind? Let your master share in your regrets." Thien Diep could only curse him silently. "You arrogant brat. If I actually unleashed my true power, I would scare you to death. Just keep acting high and mighty for a few more days. I will endure it." Right then, the ring on his hand began to react. Quan Lam realized it was a message from the sect leader. A voice came through from the other side. "Junior Brother Deep, please return to the sect as soon as possible to discuss our next move. A major event has occurred in Huangchao recently. We suspect an ancient secret realm is about to open. If the Haiyan Tian sect can reap the rewards from it, we will surely flourish." He wondered to himself, an ancient secret realm? Thien Diep explained, "An ancient secret realm is a sacred land that can produce a vast amount of cultivation resources. It is enough for an ordinary cultivator to change their destiny, like a carp leaping over the dragon gate to step onto the immortal path. Who would have thought such a place existed in this desolate Huangchao? He secretly calculated in his mind that the news of this realm's appearance could not be kept hidden for long. When that time comes, chaos will surely break out, but this is also my chance. If I can seize a great opportunity, combined with the terrifying power of the 3,000 burning flames, my cultivation will definitely skyrocket. Just then, the system issued a mission, announcing a new sign-in task. The host will receive a surprise reward upon completing the sign-in at the Lothian secret realm. Kunlun was excited. A massive surprise? System, spill it. What kind of surprise are we talking about? The system kept its mouth shut and replied, if I told you, it would not be a surprise anymore, now would it? Kunlun then gave Thian Deep an order. Disciple, pack your things. We are going to see the Wei Emperor briefly, before returning to the Huyen Thian sect. He immediately complied. Yes, master. The master and disciple went to the Great Wei Palace to have an audience with the emperor. The princess looked at her father with lingering affection. Lin Yi is a bit reluctant to leave you, father. Perhaps I should stay here with you? Although he was sad to see her go, he knew this was a once-in-a-thousand-year opportunity. No, you have already joined the Huyen Thian sect, and this is a very auspicious matter. So many people dream of this but never get the chance. You must cherish this opportunity and stop wasting your own future. The emperor then turned to ask Kunlun for a favor. Great immortal, I will remember your teachings, treat the people well, and become a good emperor. I hope you can look after my young daughter. He reassured him. Everyone has their own fate. She will not be mistreated. But how far she can go depends entirely on her own efforts. After saying that, he set off immediately. Let us go, Lin Yi. Move out. Everyone in the hall shouted in unison, farewell, great immortal. Lin Yi called out as she chased after Kunlun. Father, I will come back to visit you when I have the time. Meanwhile, at the True Inheritance Hall of the Vu Hoa sect, a solemn atmosphere hung over the room. Throughout the hall, Ku Duong spoke up. There has been a lot of activity in Huangchao lately. I heard an ancient secret realm is about to open. Furthermore, your father's Fongloi sect has been destroyed. It was done by the peak master of Fu Mu Peak from the Huyen Thian sect. Tran Q turned to ask his master, what is this person's cultivation level? He replied. Rumors from the outside world say he is a newly ascended nascent soul cultivator in Hongchao. His eyes were full of disdain. A nascent soul? I kill nascent soul stages like I am slaughtering chickens. Inside the Vu Hoa sect's hall, Tran Q continued his questioning. Master, was Elder Mok also murdered by that same person? Ku Duong replied, it is still unclear at the moment. But all fingers are pointing toward the Huyen Thian sect. How could such a tiny sect possibly kill Elder Mok? Could they really do it relying only on a single nascent soul stage peak master from Fu Mu Peak? Tran Q added. If that is the case, then the killer must be someone else. But no matter what, the Huyen Thian sect must be destroyed, and that peak master who killed my father must die. Ku Duong revealed some news to him. It just so happens that an ancient secret realm has appeared in Hongchao this time. The sect will send several elders to accompany you on this trip. Remember, you represent the Vu Hoa sect. At that time, you will be competing against other major powers. As for revenge, do it after everything is finished. I hope you can distinguish between what is important and what is secondary. Do you understand? Tran Q immediately agreed. Your disciple obeys your command. After saying that, he left immediately. Ku Duong let out a cold laugh, holding a green jade in his hand, looking forward to it. My disciple, you must continue to perform well. Only then can you obtain the resources from the ancestor. In the upcoming intersect competition, I will be certain to break through the Great Ascension bottleneck and reach the tribulation stage. When that time comes, we shall both achieve great fame. In the Kunlun Realm, the deity transformation stage is called Divine Lord, body integration is Heavenly Lord, and Great Ascension is known as Venerable or Supreme. Those at the tribulation stage are known as false immortals. Having the word immortal in their title means they possess the power to rule an entire region. Then there is the Wild Province, a place so desolate it barely exists on the map. But because an ancient secret realm has appeared there, it has suddenly become famous throughout the eastern region. Legions of cultivators from every corner of the world are flying toward the secret realm on their swords. One group is already whispering among themselves. Isn't the Wild Province just a backward wasteland of savages? To think an immortal destiny would appear there. Talk about some rotten luck. It is a good thing those Wild Province cultivators are as broke as they are weak. There is no way a treasure like this is falling into their hands. We better hurry up. If the Ascension sect gets there first, we will not even get a sip of the leftover soup. The mountains of the Wild Province are now overflowing with spiritual energy. A massive crowd has gathered outside the Latine secret realm in the eastern region. An elder is looking around curiously. With this secret realm opening, 4 of the 5 great sects have already arrived. Only the Black Heaven sect is missing. Did they actually give up? The person next to him replies, not necessarily. After swallowing the Wind Thunder sect, they are probably busy fighting for the top spot. Ouyang Feng, the ancestor of the Mountain Crushing sect and a soul transformation expert, overhears them and scoffs. I have been in seclusion for a long time, but the Black Heaven sect was always at the bottom. How dare they steal the spotlight from my Mountain Crushing sect? The 2 people nearby are stunned by his aura. What? He is in the soul transformation stage? They thought the Black Heaven sect was impressive just for having 2 nascent soul cultivators, but they never imagined the Wild Province actually held a soul transformation powerhouse. All the disciples of the Mountain Crushing sect bow down with deep respect to their ancestor. We welcome the ancestor back to the world. The old man feels incredibly lucky. He just came out of seclusion and immediately stumbled upon an ancient secret realm. He truly believes it is the will of heaven. My Mountain Crushing sect will be the first to enter this secret realm. Does anyone here have a problem with that? Knowing Ouyang Feng is a soul transformation expert and currently the strongest man in the Wild Province, everyone lowers their heads in silence. We shall obey the decree of the God King. The members of the Mountain Crushing sect shout arrogantly. Now that a soul transformation expert is here, who would dare to challenge us? Our sect master is invincible. Duong Feng is soaking up the flattery when suddenly, dark clouds roll in and lightning strikes the sky. A massive flying ship appears from the clouds. A voice booms from above. The heavenly martial holy palace has arrived. You Wild Province savages, back off immediately. The Shadow Mist sect is here too. If you know what is good for you, get lost. This ancient secret realm belongs to our Imperial Peak sect. No one else touch it. The man sitting on the main throne of the ship is Prince Nam of the Thuan Thien Empire, a cultivator at the late stage of soul transformation. Duong Feng is shocked when he senses the newcomer's power. There is another soul transformation expert in the Wild Province, but then he receives an even bigger shock. There are not just 1 or 2. There are hundreds of soul transformation experts appearing all at once. I spent 100,000 years of blood and sweat to finally break through to this stage and become a living legend in this province. Is it possible that outside of the Wild Province, I am actually a nobody? Faced with such overwhelming power, Duong Feng bows low and tries to be polite. Fellow cultivators, I am Duong Feng, the ancestor of the Mountain Crushing sect. You can just call me Little Feng. A member of the Thuan Thien Empire mocks him. You shameless old geezer, you think you are worthy of being friendly with us? Get down there and wait like a good dog. There is nothing here for you. You Wild Province natives are nothing but low-born trash. You really think you are on our level? Beat it, old man. Stop making us eyesore. Duong Feng's face turns dark after hearing these insults. Listen here. The environment in the Wild Province might be harsh, but the people living here are not trash. We are both at the soul transformation stage, so what gives you the right to step on my head? He thinks to himself that all his disciples are looking up to him. If he cowers now and acts like a coward just to save his own skin, he will lose all his dignity in the Wild Province. Drawing his sword, Duong Feng shouts with a powerful aura. The Wild Province might be poor, but we are not afraid to bleed. If anyone has a problem, step forward and face me. The experts on the other side release their power, laughing manically. You old fool, you are begging for death. Let's get him. Kill this old dog. But another voice rings out. Wait a moment, everyone. It is Prince Nam. He points at the ancestor with pure contempt. This old man is nothing more than a tiny, insignificant cultivator from a backwater province. If we all gang up on him, people will laugh at us for being bullies. How about this? Since I am feeling a bit humble today, I will suppress him using only one hand. The prince raises his palm. You old dog, I am going to show you just how massive the gap is between us. A massive palm strike descends from the sky. Refusing to back down, Duong Feng swings his sword, sending out waves of powerful sword light. The prince pulls his hand back and frowns. You old geezer. It seems I underestimated you. But if that is the case, try this on for size. His eyes turn bloodshot as he pours his energy into a second attack. A massive mace covered in sharp spikes slams down toward the ground. You stubborn piece of trash, old man, I am going to end your life right here. The mace strikes exactly where Duong Feng is standing, causing a massive explosion that rocks the area. The ancestor is sent flying, instantly coughing up a mouthful of bright red blood. He funneled his inner energy into his sword and slammed it into the ground. shouting, "You broke your word. You're nothing but a liar, a disgrace to the entire eastern region. Dying for one's honor is a small price to pay. I have only one thing to say to you. The cultivators of the desolate province will not be insulted." Nam Vuong swung his mace again, growling, "Then I shall grant your wish." But what he didn't expect was a magical formation appearing right above him. A majestic voice rang out, "Amitabha, why is it so lively here today?" Every disciple stood there, with their mouths hanging open. It was Master Tin Thien from the sunken void temple of the Buddha province. The sight of Tin Thien and Thien Not appearing together left everyone in awe. Following behind was the young master of the Tuong family. Thien Not was known as the head of the top cultivation family in the Spirit province, while Tin Tien kept chanting Amitabha. Duong Fong felt a terrifying pressure. They had already reached the integration stage. It was unbelievable. Another ship emerged through a spatial rift. Someone on board spoke up, "The desolate province has no chance of winning." Everyone was even more shocked to see them. The Ascension sect from the Azure province had arrived as well. This time, all the strongest sects in the eastern region were present. Oh my God, really? They recognized the leader of that group. It was the Holy Son, Tran Q, of the Ascension sect. I've heard of him. He possesses the solar immortal body and is invincible among those at his level. Without a doubt, he is the brightest rising star in the future of the eastern region. In 100,000 years, he will be the one writing the legends. Someone was surprised to see him. Tran Q? Isn't that the young sect leader of the Wind Thunder sect? He is one of our own from the desolate province. But Tran Q thought to himself, "The desolate province is the very reason I've faced discrimination. It makes me feel disgusted." An elder from the Wind Thunder sect angrily unleashed his energy, attacking the people below. "The Holy Son of my Ascension sect is not someone for you ants from the desolate province to gossip about. You have no respect, and your voices are filth to my ears. Die." Several cultivators were killed before they could even react. Even Nam Vuong had to bow in respect before the Wind Thunder sect. "Holy Sun Tran, why don't you let me handle these poor excuses for cultivators from the desolate province? I wouldn't want you to get your hands dirty." He coldly replied, "Do as you wish." Meanwhile, the members of the Profound Sky sect watched silently from a distant cliff. Hu Nian exclaimed, "I knew it. Now that the secret realm has appeared, that old dog Tran's son was bound to show up." Luckily, the Profound Sky sect hasn't shown its face yet. Duke True suggested, "Sect leader, while they're busy fighting over the secret realm, we should leave the desolate province immediately. Let's go into hiding for a while." Thien Tuyet chimed in, "We still need to see how Junior Brother Deep is doing. He is our only hope. Where are Junior Brother Deep and his disciples?" Hu Nian's jaw dropped when he saw Quan Lam's group appear. "Wait, that's..." Thien Tuyet was just as surprised. Junior Brother Deep and the others. They've already gone over there? Tran Q is right there. Going over now is a suicide mission. Duong Fong sincerely warned Quan Lam, "Kid from the Profound Sky sect, don't be reckless." Quan Lam's face darkened as he realized the situation. "Damn it, these outsiders are really trying to step all over us," he announced loudly. "The desolate province needs me. Nobody move a muscle. Every single one of you, stay exactly where you are." Tran Q was infuriated by his boldness. "Who the hell are you? State your name." Quan Lam looked at him gloomily. "I'm your daddy, Quan Lam." This sudden appearance set the crowd of cultivators buzzing with talk. Quan Lam? Isn't he the peak master of Ethereal Peak? But isn't he only at the nascent soul stage? Isn't he just walking to his death? Tran Q's eyes flared with rage when he saw him. Profound Sky Sect, Quan Lam. In contrast to his fury, Quan Lam remained perfectly calm. "Why so excited? Is something wrong?" Tran Q growled. "Were you the one who killed the sect leader of the Wind Thunder sect?" "You mean that idiot? I remember him. That old geezer kept bragging that his son had the talent to become an immortal. And tell me, are you his son?" Tran Q barked back. "I am his son." Quan Lam acted oblivious and replied, "Oh wow, so you're the son of that idiot." This attitude made Tran Q completely lose his cool. "You, Quan Lam, I'm going to kill you." Nam Vuong immediately stepped forward to volunteer for the task. "Holy Son Tran, let me capture this fool who's courting death, and then I'll hand him over to you." He arrogantly drew his sword. "Kid, you dare to be so disrespectful to the Holy Sun? You'll pay for this now." Suddenly, Thien Diep stepped in to take action. Seeing him, Nam Vuong asked mockingly, "Where did this beauty come from?" Thien Diep ignored him and unleashed a palm strike surging with fire toward his opponent. "Die!" A fiery void lotus strike. carrying undying flames, lunged forward, as if to swallow Nam Vuong whole. He could only struggle to resist, never imagining the boy would be this powerful. His entire body was practically consumed by the undying flames. The cultivators of the desolate province watched with their mouths agape. A soul transformation stage expert just died like that? Since when did our desolate province have such an extraordinary powerhouse? Duong Fong felt a deep sense of shame. And here I was, calling myself the best in the province. Truly, there is always a higher heaven and a person more talented than oneself. After finishing the job, Thien Diep returned to report back to his master. Master, the elders are losing their minds. Is that senior really Peak Master Quan Lam's disciple? Damn it. Who was the idiot that said Peak Master Quan Lam was only at the nascent soul stage? How can a nascent soul expert take a soul formation master as a disciple? Step forward right now. I promise I won't beat the living daylights out of you. Is the Huyen Tian sect really this powerful? The Huyen Tian crew has finally arrived. Hu Nian warns him, Junior brother Quan Lam, do you even realize what you're doing? That's the feather sect you're dealing with. You need to get out of here. We'll buy you some time. Duke True chips in. That's right. As long as you're alive, the Huyen Tian sect has a chance to rise again. You absolutely cannot let anything happen to you here. Quan Lam calmly reassures them, don't worry, sect leader. I'll be fine. Let me introduce you to my disciple. Lin Ni bows respectfully to them. Lin Ni greets the seniors. After settling things in the Nui Kingdom, I managed to recruit a new talent. She has a top-tier water spirit root and is also the daughter of the Nui Emperor. I think she'd be a perfect fit for Thien Huang Peak. Lin Ni obediently goes over to greet Thien Tuyet. Trio Ling Ni greets the master. She thinks to herself, this girl is pretty sharp. Then, Tron Kyo's cold voice rings out, breaking the peaceful atmosphere. Don't you dare ignore me. Quan Lam and the rest of the Huyen Tian sect are going to pay for my father's life. Quan Lam, get over here and face your death, he replies dismissively. Fight you? You're not even in my league. Little Red, go ahead and teach him some manners. Thien Diep is annoyed. Why is he barking like a dog off its leash? He channels all his rage into a blazing fire and charges toward Tran Q. He blocks with one hand and says arrogantly, You coward. Are you too scared to face this holy sun yourself? Thien Diep continues the charge and shouts, My master doesn't need to lift a finger to deal with the likes of you. Tran Q senses the danger. Thien Diep's extraordinary power makes him wary. With your strength and looks, why waste your life waiting to die in a tiny sect? If you're willing to surrender, I guarantee the Feather Sect will treat you very well. Thien Diep replies without hesitation, not interested. Seeing her get closer, he desperately tries to convince her. My lady, shouldn't you give it a bit more thought? He looks at him with contempt. My master was right. Your father was an idiot, and you're just as stupid. This stubborn attitude makes Tran Q lose his mind and go for the kill. Fine, you want to do this the hard way? Then die. A violent whirlwind of energy erupts toward the target. The energy takes the form of a roaring fire dragon. Thien Diep uses meteor flame to counter, and with just one move, he extinguishes the fire dragon. Tran Q can't believe it. How could he destroy my technique so easily? Thien Diep asks him coldly, Is that all you've got? With a dangerous look on his face, he replies, Don't get cocky, this is just the beginning. Tran Q lets out a scream as his energy fills the entire area. The Sun God Fist unleashes countless massive punches. One of the elders gasps in shock. The Holy Sun truly is a natural-born genius. This top-tier heaven-grade Sun God Fist, combined with the Sun Immortal Body, could probably even take down someone in the fusion realm. Tran Q says smugly, You forced my hand. The Huyen Tian sect members are filled with worry. Tran Q gloats, waiting to see his opponent's miserable state, but Thien Diep doesn't have a single hair out of place. He's standing perfectly safe behind a lotus shield he created. Tran Q stares at the scene in disbelief. This is impossible. He unleashes his energy again. I don't believe it. I have the potential to become an immortal. I'm invincible among those at my level. He throws a punch with everything he has. Thien Diep just snorts coldly, You're like a frog at the bottom of a well. I'm going to take all the frustration I've felt from Quan Lam out on you. I'll show you what true humiliation feels like. First, Thien Diep dodges the punch. With just a casual sweep of his hand, he shatters Tran Q's technique. A follow-up slap sends him flying back in disbelief. He can't believe his technique was neutralized so easily. That punch felt like hitting a bag of cotton, it did nothing at all. Is it possible I'm actually inferior to him? After regaining his balance, Tran Q stammers, "I've never seen such reaction speed or combat experience back at the Feather Sect. How could a pathetic little sect like the Huyen Thien sect have such a disciple?" Thien Deep replies, "It's because you're too weak. You're trash." The elders behind him cheer him on, "Holy Son, don't doubt yourself. You are a top-tier genius, chosen from tens of thousands of people. You have the potential to become an immortal." Tran Q growls to himself, "I have the potential to be an immortal." He forces out every bit of his energy. "I haven't lost yet." The Sun Saint body activates the solar eclipse divine power, unleashing a massive surge of energy straight at Tien Diep. "Go to hell. I have no more patience for you. You are so childish. I am going to open your eyes and show you the meaning of true power." Thien Diep spoke with a chilling tone. As the invincible force of the East, a never-ending fire erupted, threatening to devour everything in sight. Thien Diep swore to make him feel the massive gap between them. "Taste this, seven-colored divine flame." As the two massive forces collided, the people from the Profound Heaven sect stood there with their mouths wide open. Is this really the power of someone in the soul transformation realm? This terrifying energy could probably blow up someone in the integration realm. It is impossible to tell who is going to win now. Tran Q was sent flying by Thien Deep's seven-colored divine flame. Everyone watched in awe as the once proud warrior looked completely defeated. That is the Holy Son of the Ascension sect, isn't it? I can't believe he actually lost. While Tran Q looked like a total mess, Thien Diep remained perfectly fine without a single scratch. He did not miss the chance to rub salt in the wound of his fallen opponent. "A tiny speck of light like you trying to outshine the moon? Give me a break." Seeing this, the group from the Profound Heaven sect warned them anxiously. "Junior Brother Deep, your disciple is seriously strong. She beat Tran Q, but look at all those elders from the Ascension sect. Maybe you guys should take this chance to run for it?" But the master replied, "Don't worry about it. Little Hong, you did a great job today. Make sure to cook some extra rice for me tonight." Thien Diep bowed obediently. "Yes, master." "Wait. What?" Elder Ngiem rushed to help Tran Q up. The defeat had shattered his spirit, and he kept mumbling to himself, "I lost. I actually lost." Elder Ngiem tried his best to comfort him. "Holy Son, please don't let this break you." But he just replied, "Elder Ngiem, I lost. I am not invincible in my realm after all. I have brought shame to the Ascension sect." Elder Ngiem never expected it to be this bad. The Holy Son had been beaten by a disciple from this wasteland, and his mental state was crumbling. If this continued, the reputation of the Ascension sect would be ruined forever. He continued, "Holy Son, stop overthinking it. You still have a brilliant future ahead of you. You are destined for immortality." He knew he had to stabilize the Holy Son's broken spirit first. Only by wiping out these savages from the desolate province could the absolute authority of the Ascension sect be restored. "To calm the Holy Son," he roared, "you dare hurt the Holy Son of our Ascension sect? This isn't over until someone pays the price. Who is next? Who will step up to slaughter these barbarians from the desolate province?" Another elder spoke up, "Leave it to me." The people from the Heavens Accord Empire were stunned. The hidden strength of the Ascension sect was truly deep and terrifying. They brought 9 experts in the integration realm just for this. Even though that girl managed to beat the Holy Son, the Holy Son was only in the soul transformation realm. Facing someone in the integration realm was like throwing an egg at a rock. Such incredible talent, and it is all going to waste. What a shame. What a real shame. That elder then lunged straight at Thien Deep. She called out in fear, "Master," but Quan Lam calmly reassured her, "It is okay, Little Hong. Just leave this to me." This attitude left all the cultivators of the Profound Heaven sect in shock. Is the peak master of the Profound Heaven sect actually in the integration realm? Our desolate province actually has a heavenly monarch? We haven't seen this much glory in ages. I thought his disciple was enough to blow my mind. But to think he is actually a heavenly monarch. And here I was, calling myself the #1 expert in the desolate province. How laughable. Quan Lam's opponent was channeling every bit of his energy. The integration realm, huh? Yeah, so what? You really think you're on my level? The elder's energy manifested into a giant, glowing hand. How dare you disrespect the Holy Son? You savages from the desolate province are dead meat. As the massive power came crashing down, Quan Lam calmly blocked it with a shield. Is that all you've got? The elder was stunned. He did not expect Quan Lam to be so relaxed. In the blink of an eye, Quan Lam closed the gap and appeared right in front of him, leaving the elder speechless. You, One palm strike from Quan Lam forced him to scramble just to defend himself. Quan Lam asked with pure contempt. That's it? Even he was surprised. Who knew that after fusing with the Supreme Bone, his physical strength would become this insane? Just his physical body alone was enough to crush anyone at the same level. Seeing things go south, Elder Neem immediately barked out an order. All of you, get him, kill him now. All the elites of the Wind Thunder sect charged forward at once. Alone, Quan Lam used the Sovereign Seal to hold back the endless waves of energy from his enemies. The entire group was sent flying back. Every single one of them was severely injured, coughing up mouthfuls of blood. Someone gasped in disbelief. What kind of divine technique is this? This guy's strength is terrifying. Everyone, use your artifacts and crush him. One elder summoned the Bu sword to strike. The others also pulled out their most powerful magical tools, combining their strength to attack Quan Lam. Yet, he stood there, tall and unyielding. His energy swirled around him like a violent cyclone. Ting Thian said worriedly, Amitabha, may mercy be upon us. I am afraid things don't look good for this young man. Thian Not thought to himself, this bald monk is such a hypocrite. He acts all compassionate on the outside, but the things he does behind people's backs would make even me feel disgusted. But honestly, a monster like that needs to drop dead as soon as possible before he brings disaster upon us all. Hunyan and Duke Tru shouted in a panic. This is bad. Junior Brother Deep is in danger. I told him from the start we should have just bolted. But running wasn't even an option anymore. Tian Tuyet calmly reminded them, what do you guys even know? Thien Diep was actually quite expectant. After witnessing his incredible power back in the New Kingdom, she was certain he was still hiding a few tricks up his sleeve. Let's see what else you're hiding, she thought. And Quan Lam didn't disappoint her. If that's how it's going to be, then taste this. He unleashed a divine technique from his Supreme Bone. The entire area was engulfed in a blinding light. The disciples from the Huyen Tian sect couldn't even see what was happening. What kind of energy was this? All they could see was a massive wave of energy surging down from Quan Lam. The crowd was powerless to resist. All they could do was scream in terror. We're dead. Elder Neem, save us. Elder Neem funneled his spiritual power, shocked to find this brat was such a handful. The Holy Sun is already severely injured. If even the elders fall here, how am I supposed to explain this when I get back? His inner energy materialized into arrows aimed straight at his opponent. The old man quickly vanished, reappearing right behind Quan Lam. Thank God. It's Elder Neem's grade 3 spiritual artifact, the Pagoda Tower. This was the very weapon that earned him his promotion. We're saved. Let's end this. Die. But the old man had no idea he had walked straight into Quan Lam's trap. Perfect. I've been waiting specifically for you. A massive wall of flames erupted. System notification. Warning. An enemy at the peak of the fusion realm is attacking the host. Activating passive effect. The stronger the foe, the stronger I grow. Host has obtained complete fusion realm cultivation. Elder Neem's strength began to wither away. He strained with everything he had to maintain his power. Looking at Quan Lam's aura, he shrieked in horror. How are you hiding your true power level? 2 palm strikes flew from his hands, tearing through the darkness. It felt like space itself was being split in half in that very moment. Battered and bloodied, Elder Neem finally threw in the towel. Senior, let's just call it even for today. We admit defeat. The Vu Hoa sect will voluntarily withdraw from the race for this secret realm. But Quan Lam just swung his hand forward. You think you can just come and go as you please? You're all dying here. The old man tried to reason with him. Aren't you afraid of the Vu Hoa sect's wrath? Wait, I get it now. Elder Mok from the outer sect. He died by your hand, didn't he? Quan Lam's massive spectral hand was inches away as he replied, You got that right. I've already pissed everyone off anyway, so why not just enjoy the killing spree? Just like that, Elder Neem was crushed into dust. The onlookers were paralyzed with shock. A mere cultivator from the Hoang province had just killed an elder of the Vu Hoa sect with a single hand. Tian Not thought to himself, the elders are dead, and Tron Q's mental state is completely shattered. The reputation and power of the Vu Hoa sect are about to take a massive hit. But this means the future of the eastern region is going to be very interesting to watch. Tron Q was shaking in pure terror. Even Elder Neem was no match for him. I had no idea the man who killed my father was this powerful. Will I ever be able to get my revenge? The members of the Fong Loi sect cried out. This is bad. All the elders have fallen. We have to get the Holy Sun out of here. Start the golden boat. Now, hurry. Thien Diep spat out angrily. You had your fun acting tough, and now you want to run? She unleashed a torrent of fire. Die, all of you. The other cultivators were outraged. He had already slaughtered the Wu Hoa sect elders, and now they wanted the Holy Sun's head too? This master and disciple duo are absolutely insane. Tin Thien chanted a prayer and jumped into the fray to block the incoming damage. A giant hand materialized into a shield. He tried to advise her. Young lady, vengeance only breeds more vengeance. When will it ever end? Why must you be so ruthless? Thien Diep didn't care. Listen here, you bald fraud. Don't think I can't see through the pathetic little games you Buddhist types play. You just want the Wu Hoa sect to owe you a favor, right? You hypocrites make me want to vomit. Ting Thien kept a fake smile on his face. Please, don't say such nonsense. Your prejudice against the Buddhist path is far too deep. You're on the verge of falling into the demonic path. I suggest you learn some self-control. Thien Diep didn't listen to a word. Back in the central region, I hated cultivators like you the most. You're all about your own gain, but you love hiding behind your righteousness. So, what if I become a demon? I don't need a lecture from you. When his words failed, his tone shifted to something much darker, stubborn and foolish to the end. Fine then, let me enlighten you myself. Quan Lam could feel an overwhelming pressure coming from this bald fraud. He was actually at the peak of the fusion realm. Quan Lam stepped up beside his master. Thien Diep looked at the monk and sneered. You really think you can bully my disciple while I'm standing right here? Jing Tian stopped what he was doing and replied calmly. Peak Master Yi, you have it all wrong. This humble monk was simply offering a bit of guidance to this junior. Jun Lin shot back arrogantly. Guidance? Do you really think you are worthy? How does a bald monk who only just reached the integration realm have the right to guide a true immortal who is starting over? Tianye bowed gratefully to Jun Lin. Thank you for your support, Master. Your useless disciple originally intended to stop that airship from leaving, but this old bald fraud stepped in to interfere, letting the ship escape far away. Jing Tian's face remained unchanged as he smiled and said, Amituofo. It is a virtue. It is a virtue. This humble monk simply felt that things were being taken too far. I only acted to help you make amends. If you insist on being stubborn and blaming me, then I have nothing left to say. Farewell. Jun Lin blocked his path. Whoa, trying to bail after acting all high and mighty? Stay right there for me. Jing Tian spun around and questioned Peak Master Ye. What is the meaning of this? He believed that Xuankong Temple was the leading Buddhist power in the eastern region. You just offended the Yuhua sect. I am certain you would not dare to offend Xuankong Temple as well. But his assumption was a massive mistake, as Jun Lin shouted, You bald monks are truly something else. You do absolutely nothing, yet try to claim all the credit, while leaving all the blame for me to carry. Since you are so good at calculating, why do you not try calculating exactly when you are going to die? Feeling insulted, Jing Tian finally lost his patience. Peak Master Ye, you are taking your words way too far. Jun Lin pressed on even harder. Oh, I like taking things too far, so what are you going to do about it? As a massive fist came crashing down, Jing Tian roared, Golden Bell Shield. His entire body was shielded inside a massive golden bell, but the external pressure instantly shattered his shield. All the monks from the Xuankong Temple of the Buddha province quickly gathered together. Jing Tian swung his staff and yelled, You are crossing the line. Do you think my Xuankong Temple is some kind of pushover? Since Patron Ye is the one picking a fight, do not blame this humble monk for being heartless. Om Mani Padme Hum. Master Jing Tian, at the peak of the integration realm, revealed his true power. The bystanders gasped in fear, wondering if that was the divine avatar of Xuankong Temple. He even brought out the grade 3 spiritual treasure, the 9-ring staff. Although Jun Lin was also at the peak of the integration realm, against this kind of attack, he should not even be a threat. Is this guy named Ye some kind of reincarnated pig? Why would he suddenly go out of his way to offend Xuankong Temple? Does he think his life has been too long? Jing Tian acted all righteous and said, Patron Ye, I gave you a chance, but you are hopelessly foolish. Allow this humble monk to deliver you to the afterlife. A surge of power erupted from his palm, crashing down toward Jun Lin. Perish. Yet, Jun Lin remained incredibly calm. His hands gathered essence around the massive sky burial coffin, blocking every single one of his enemy's attacks. All of Jing Tian's power was completely absorbed. He watched with his mouth hanging wide open. Even I did not expect this. The sky burial coffin evolved, along with my cultivation level, upgrading from a grade 3 spiritual treasure to a grade 6 one. Jun Lin began to mock his opponent. Is that all your divine power can do? Then all of you, get in here for me. The entire group of monks was pulled toward the coffin by a terrifying suction force. They screamed, "What is this thing? Master, save us!" Jingtian thought in terror. An evil artifact. How could your Xuantian sect possess such an evil thing? He turned to the other sects for help. Everyone, this man is a demonic cultivator. Quickly, help me strike him down. But not a single soul dared to step forward. At a time like this, who would be stupid enough to help? Standing behind him, Tian Ye looked at Jun Lin and smirked. This guy is definitely still hiding some tricks up his sleeve. Jing Tian struggled against the suction and tried to reason with him. Patron Ye, Amatuofo, you have already made an enemy of the Yuhua sect. Are you truly determined to make an enemy of the entire Buddhist community in the eastern region? Jun Lin increased his power and growled, "What I hate most are hypocrites like you. Stop your pathetic babbling. Every last one of you, get inside." Finally, Jing Tian was helpless as he was sucked into the sky burial coffin. The coffin swallowed every single monk present. Jun Lin held the coffin with one hand and asked gloomily, "Is there anyone else?" The other factions were so terrified they did not dare to move an inch. Every single one of them had the same thought. Who would dare to step up now? This is way too terrifying. Yu Nian and Dezhu shouted at the same time. Yes, junior brother, that was amazing. Oh my god, am I dreaming right now? Seeing that Dezhu did not believe it, a slap landed squarely on his face. He clutched his cheek and asked pitifully, "Junior sister, why did you hit me?" She asked, "Does it hurt?" Dezhu yelled, "Stop talking nonsense. Of course it hurts." Tian Shui said coldly, "Then you are definitely not dreaming." Yang Feng was still staring blankly at Jun Lin's figure in the distance. Did the desolate province actually win? It is unbelievable that he managed to suppress all these masters using only his own strength. All the cultivators from the desolate province began to chant, "Long live the Heavenly Lord. The Heavenly Lord is mighty. The Heavenly Lord is supreme." Tian Yi thought jealously, how can this be? Is this really the desolate province? Did we come to the wrong place? I thought this guy named Ye was looking for death over and over again. I never imagined he would cripple the Yuhua sect, the strongest sect in the eastern region, and then suck the entire force of Zhuangkong Temple, a Buddhist holy land, into a coffin. However, now that he has offended both the Yuhua sect and Zhuangkong Temple, he will likely face endless revenge in the future. But for now, he has truly shaken the entire cultivation world. If that guy actually has what it takes to shatter the power struggle in the eastern region, then even better. When the time comes, our Jiang family can just swoop in and reap all the rewards. Suddenly, the entrance to the secret realm finally creaks open, leaving the surrounding cultivators in absolute awe. This is incredible. The secret realm is finally open. This is the first time in my entire life that I have seen such a magnificent sight. Are we even allowed to go in? Quan Lam is the first one to charge toward the entrance, his eyes filled with anticipation. It is finally open. Now I can head inside and check in to complete my mission. Oh, that is right. There is still this crowd of people outside that I need to handle. He gives a cold command, stating that only the cultivators from our Hong province have the right to enter. This secret realm is for us to explore. As for everyone else, get lost. Thien Nhat is absolutely fuming after hearing this order. He protests, shouting that their Jiang family has no grudge against the Huyan Thien sect, yet they are not even given the right to step foot inside. It is just a shame that our ancestor is not here right now. His subordinate rushes over to calm him down, pleading, "Young master, he is riding high and feeling full of himself right now, but he is bound to meet a miserable end soon. We do not need to waste our breath on a dead man walking." He finally forces himself to accept it, muttering, "You are right. If you want to see someone destroyed, you have to let them get a little crazy first. A person as arrogant as him will not last long anyway. Let us go." The departure of the Jiang family leaves the other visiting cultivators feeling bitter and regretful. Even the powerful Jiang family decided to tuck tail and leave. It looks like nobody else dares to stand up to this Quan Lam guy anymore. We traveled such a long way just to end up with nothing. Fine. Let him have his moment of glory for now. Let us just wait and watch the show. Once the outsiders have all cleared out, Quan Lam announces, "Let us move out." As the group steps into the Lothian secret realm, he feels refreshed by the incredibly crisp air. I did not expect the environment here to be so pristine. This place really is not half bad. The system chimes in, notifying him that he has reached the Lathian secret realm location and asking if he wants to claim his reward. Claim it. Congratulations, host, on a successful check-in. You have received the Heavenly Emperor Dharma image. With the Heavenly Emperor Dharma image, the user can directly summon a powerful astral projection. This will significantly boost your overall strength while granting access to several unique divine abilities. Quan Lam is very pleased. A Dharma image, huh? This reward is actually pretty great. Master Tinthian's Buddha image was a real pain to deal with before. If I had not used the heaven burial coffin myself, that would have been one hell of a brutal fight. The other cultivators are ecstatic as they discover countless treasures like heaven, soul grass, purple crystal vines, golden ginseng, and even a 10,000-year blood pond. This is amazing. Everything here is a rare treasure. Hunien reminds everyone to split up and search for the herbs, but warns them not to go too deep. Make sure you stay close enough to support each other. Everyone shouts back in agreement. Quan Lam thinks to himself that he originally planned to just finish the mission and leave. But seeing how excited his brothers are, he figures he might as well explore a bit more. Some disciples decide to head down a different path to search. Let us go over there and check it out. The person beside him immediately agrees, saying, "Sure, I will go with you." Right at that moment, the ground beneath them suddenly explodes upward. In an instant, both of those disciples end up trapped in the jaws of a massive beast. Hunien warns everyone in a panic that the creatures in this realm are incredibly vicious. Everyone, stay on your guard. There is another one over here. We are being surrounded. Everyone, fall back for now. There are gold core level monsters in this realm. We cannot afford to underestimate them. Thien Diep chimes in, saying that if they want to take these resources, they better have the skills to back it up. After all, there is no such thing as a free lunch. A flock of birds in the distance flies away in a panic, sensing the looming danger. From deep within the forest, a horde of aggressive white apes charges out. Hunien immediately rallies the disciples, yelling for them to prepare for battle. Thien Tuyet jumps into action, taking one down with ease. Duke Tru swings his sword with great intensity, slicing through the beasts one by one. But the white apes grow even more feral, and a female disciple is quickly pinned down. She screams at the top of her lungs, "Help me!" The other disciples unleash their energy to surround the beast, shouting, "Let her go, you damn animal!" However, that white ape does not seem hurt at all. It opens its hideous mouth, ready to devour the poor girl. She closes her eyes tight and begs, "Please, no, someone help me." At the very last second, a massive blast of fire streaks through the air. The white ape's thick back is slammed by the intense flames. Standing next to the charred corpse, Thien Diep says with concern, "Thank goodness you are okay." The girl sincerely thanks Senior Sister Hong. Hunien is busy fighting off an aggressive ape charging at him, so he quickly calls out, "Little Sister Hong, I can breathe a sigh of relief now that you are here. Please look after the other disciples for me." These white apes have nascent soul-level cultivation. Their numbers are staggering and they are incredibly fast, so you need to be careful too. The pack of white apes shifts their focus to her and attacks all at once. Thien Diep only gives a cold snort before unleashing a wave of energy. "Do you all want to die that badly?" The entire group of white apes is instantly swallowed up by the rolling inferno. The other disciples watch in pure admiration. Senior Sister Hong is so powerful. She truly is the worthy successor of Peak Master Deep. Thien Diep cuts them off, telling them all to shut their mouths. Inside, she wonders where that dog Diep has wandered off to now. Things were still pretty quiet on Quan Lam's end. Keeping his eyes on the scenery ahead, he muttered, "Hey system, you mentioned there were some strange energy fluctuations around here. Are you absolutely sure we're heading the right way?" The system replied, reporting to the host, "Yes, this is the exact location. A new mission is waiting inside, and the rewards are much more generous than anything you've seen before." Deep within the Lathian secret realm, at the Great Luo Immortal Tree, the members of the Stone Clan were anxiously waiting for the final Great Luo Immortal fruit to finally bloom and ripen. One clan member complained, "But we already opened the Great Luo secret realm, which allowed those outsiders to invade our territory. We need to step in and deal with them." "I think deciding how to split the Great Luo Immortal fruit is the most urgent matter right now," replied the Stone Clan chief, a master at the peak integration stage. The Beast Clan chief, also at the peak integration stage, added, "Exactly. As long as we can consume all the immortal fruit, we'll be able to attain the Great Luo immortal body. And once we have that, we'll crush those intruders like pathetic little ants," the Feather Clan chief said, though he still looked a bit uneasy. "But right now, that white-furred mouse has already claimed the great Luo immortal fruit. We still don't even know where to start with it. The chiefs of the Armor and Scale clans chimed in. Who could have known the fruit would ripen so suddenly? Even we didn't have time to react. The Scale clan chief, a peak integration stage master, sighed. There's nothing we can do now. The little thief has already eaten the immortal fruit. The great Luo immortal tree has accepted it. We aren't allowed to attack it during this time, or the tree will strike us back with its own power. The Wood clan chief suggested the best possible plan. It looks like our only option is to wait until it finishes digesting the immortal fruit. After that, we can capture it and use a secret technique to refine its body, then share the essence among ourselves. That seems fair and reasonable, doesn't it? The Wood clan chief swore an oath. I, the Wood clan chief, give my word. While the Beast clan chief vowed, I'll make sure this white-furred thief pays a heavy price. Because of its greed, they noticed the light was starting to dim, meaning the little monster was almost done digesting. The Beast clan chief's hand was already raised, ready to strike. As soon as it broke free, it chirped happily. Squeak! Shushu had such a great nap. But under the intense glares of the clan chiefs, Shushu started to feel a little bit scared. Hey there, big brothers. Was there something you wanted with Shushu? If no one has anything to say, then Shushu is just gonna head out now, okay? Bye. The Beast clan chief let out a roar and lunged forward. How is this filthy mouse so fast? The effects of that great Luo immortal fruit are truly incredible. The Wood clan chief swung his branches in pursuit and shouted an order. Stop screaming and just chase it. The withered branches were about to snag Shushu. Stand still, you little brat. He tried to negotiate. Squeak. Big brothers, let's just talk this out slowly. Shushu is a very reasonable mouse, I promise. Seeing a space crack right in front of him, he cried out in surprise. Help me, Squeak. This was just before the giant wooden hand could reach him. Shushu managed to leap through the crack just in time. His vision was spinning as he crossed over, making him feel incredibly dizzy. Where did Shushu just end up? Who am I? Where am I? Suddenly, the Feather Clan chief unleashed a rain of feather arrows. I can't believe it. He just finished digesting the fruit and already has the power to shift through space. If we let you escape and fully absorb it, it would be terrifying. So just be a good boy and die right here. The Skyfall feathers hit their mark, and he shrieked, Ouch! Shushu is dying. It hurts so much. Shushu doesn't want to die. Shushu has to be strong to survive. This is as far as you go. Behind him, the Stone Clan chief let out a thunderous roar. Carrying a force that felt like it could blow everything away, the blast hit Shushu directly, nearly sending him face first into the dirt. Carried by the momentum, Shushu fell right off the great Luo immortal tree. He crashed down below with a loud thud. The Feather and Beast clan chiefs jumped down after him at the same time. A pathetic dead mouse like you dared to steal the great Luo immortal fruit? Do you have any idea how precious it is? Based on your lowly status, you have no right to even taste it. Running? Why'd you stop running? Did you really think eating the immortal fruit would give you the power to escape our hands? Shushu tried his best to defend himself. Well, were your names written on it? Why shouldn't Shushu be allowed to eat it then? And now you're all blaming Shushu. You know, Shushu's heart is hurting too. The Stone Clan began their interrogation. Do you even realize that the great Luo immortal tree supports this entire secret realm? It takes countless thousands of years just to produce one single great Luo immortal fruit. Anyone who swallows it will gain the great Luo immortal body, the ultimate, invincible physique that ranks #1 in the entire Kunlun immortal realm. Our people have waited for hundreds of generations, hoping to finally see the form of the great Luo immortal fruit. But who would have thought a bastard like you would get there first? Tell me, shouldn't you just die to atone for your crimes so this fruit can return to where it belongs? Only then did Shushu realize the gravity of what he'd done. Wait, what? You mean that fruit Shushu borrowed was actually that serious? Does that mean Shushu really has to die here? Is there some hero out there who can save Shushu? The Stone Clan chief reached out with his wicked hand. Just die. Suddenly, a surge of power shot forward, blocking his path. The Stone Clan chief froze in shock. What? Who has this kind of presence? Quan Lam just gave a cold smirk as he walked toward them, and before anyone could say a word, he asked, Hey, system buddy, you said there were energy fluctuations around here. Are they really coming from inside this little white mouse? Quan Lam just let out a faint laugh as he stepped closer to them and asked, System buddy, is this the energy fluctuation you were talking about? Is it really inside this mouse? Ding! System confirmation. That is correct. This little mouse has just swallowed the great immortal fruit. A great immortal physique has condensed within its body, showing incredible potential for growth. Ding! A disciple recruitment mission has appeared. If you successfully recruit this white-furred mouse as your disciple, you will receive a massive reward. Quan Lam did some quick math in his head. A great immortal physique? Now that is interesting. Little Thu Thu begged him with teary eyes, "Please, great hero, save me. These bad guys want to eat me." Quan Lam suddenly realized why this whole scene felt so familiar. Why does it feel like I am on a rescue mission every single time I try to recruit a disciple? Have I turned into some kind of traveling monk saving everyone I meet? But then again, it is not all bad. Tu Hong is a total rebel, but this little mouse is white, plump, and looks very obedient. Taking him in as a disciple might not be a bad idea. Suddenly, the Beast Clan chief swung his mace down. How dare this intruder act like we are nothing? I will make you pay for this. Quan Lam casually blocked the strike with one hand and threatened, "This mouse belongs to me now. Leave now, and I will let you live. Get lost." The Stone Clan chief sneered with contempt. "We are both at the peak of the fusion realm, so what gives you the right to talk to us like that?" The other chiefs immediately shouted in agreement. "Exactly. Everyone, charge and crush him." Quan Lam looked at them coldly. He unleashed a palm strike directly into the Beast Clan chief's stomach. The chief was instantly sent flying backward, spitting out a mouthful of blood. He gasped. How can a simple punch from this guy carry so much overwhelming power? The Winged Clan chief unleashed a rain of arrows, screaming, "Human, you are asking for death." Quan Lam made his decision. "Since you all insist on resisting, I am done being nice." Great desolate sky imprisoning finger. A wave of fire poured down, as if to incinerate everything where the chief stood. The Wood Clan chief desperately tried to block it with a shield. "Do not push us too far." He then used his wood attribute energy to heal the Stone Clan chief. Quan Lam was a bit surprised. Flames flared from his hand as he thought, "Oh, so they actually know how to support each other? This is getting interesting. Fine by me. This is the perfect time to test out the new reward I just received. Heavenly Emperor Manifestation, Summon." Just look at Quan Lam's incredible transformation.